let's go ahead and get started. Elliott has already played this, so he knows the spiel. So, so let's see. So last time we played Top Secret. This is a much different game than Top Secret. However, my GMing style will be kind of similar, which you'll probably notice. This is what's called a story game. In a story game, the players drive the action. So as a game master, what I do is I set up a situation and kind of react to what you guys do. So I react to the rolls that you make and the choices that you guys make during the game. Okay, so it's not like there's like some kind of pre-scripted, kind of set up action. The only thing I've done so far is just set up a situation and put you guys in, right? So after that, it's up to you to make things happen. So in a story game, like I said, it is it's more about your characters like achieving things and trying to make things happen. So I'm explaining kind of how the mechanics support that. So whenever you do something in the game that involves some amount of risk, you're going to roll 2d6, which are those guys, and you're going to modify it with one of your abilities. So you'll have abilities that are just modifiers, like 0, +1, +2, -1, whatever, right? So you'll modify your roll result with that. So let's say you had a +1, that would be an 8, right? Okay. So there's 3 different categories of results. There is a 6 or less, which is a failure, which means something bad is going to happen, either to you or someone else, the whole group, who knows, right? 7 through 9 is a partial success, which means you sort of got what you were trying to do, but there's some kind of a consequence, like you're put in danger, or you take damage, or lose a resource, or something like that. And then there is a complete success, which is a 10 or higher, which means you got what you wanted. You may have additional options on top of that, depending on what it is you're trying to do. So the game has a number of what's called moves. Okay, a move is like a thing you're trying to do. So you'll have a number of them. I'm going to hand out some sheets that show what are called the basic moves. These are moves that everybody can do. And then your character will have special moves that only you can do. Okay, so you're going to have kind of two sets of those. In the beginning, as you're getting used to the game, what I'll do is when you want to do something, just tell me what it is you're trying to do, and I'll point you at the move that kind of applies to what. And eventually you'll figure out what moves relate to what. It's pretty easy. So everything you do in the game works off that 2d6 system. So anything you try to do, piloting a ship, punch somebody, figure out how to, defuse a bomb, anything, uses the same rules. So it's super easy to learn. This uses a mechanic called Powered by the Apocalypse, which is based on a game called Apocalypse World, which came out a couple years ago. There's many other games that also use these same mechanics. There's a game called Dungeon World, which is like a fantasy D&D sort of a game. There's a ton of other games that use these same exact mechanics. So once you've learned these, you can also transition to those other games and play those too. And every game has little tweaks about it, but the same basic mechanics. So once you learn that, which will take about 10 minutes, I hope. So pretty easy to figure out. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the basic moves. So there's sheets for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and just pass these around. So everybody gets one.
We can just share over here.
That's fine.
Save space.
Yeah, that's true. We may need to save a little space.
Zach's by himself, I guess.
We'll put one here so you can look off the other.
Don't let her cheat onto your sheet. Or do we have
So
enough?
fancy.
You want, I've got more. I've got more. I've got plenty. So.
Oh, God.
Okay. So.
I can't feel like this is not real.
So we're going to get into the character creation. Before we do that, I want you guys to look over this. I'm just going to point out kind of structurally how the moves work. So the first page, these are the basic moves. You'll be doing this stuff a lot. These are things like shooting and fighting and dodging things and that sort of thing. Figuring out what's going on around you, stuff like that. So you'll see at the very top, it has a little table that shows the different results. So you'll remember those after a while. It isn't too hard to figure out, but it's there just for easy reference. The second page has the vessel moves. So when you're in a spaceship or some other kind of vessel, there's special moves that are associated with doing that stuff. When you're in a vessel, you use the vessel's stats and not your stats. So we'll talk about that when that kind of stuff happens. So the better your ship is, or whatever it is, the better chance you'll have of doing that stuff. So then after that, there's other special moves for things like if your ship crashes or you take a lot of damage and you have to see if you die and weird stuff like that. So those don't come quite as often, hopefully. But we'll talk about that when the time comes. So those are the basic moves. You'll see the moves are structured in such a way it says when you do some action, right, then you roll plus something. So those are the stats it talks about there in capital letters. So I'll say like strength, STR, int, int, same. It's the same stats that you would see like in D&D and stuff, same ones, so they mean the same thing. So strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, so those same stats. They're all gonna be rated from +3, which is the highest, to -1, which is the lowest. So not a huge range. And once we create your characters, you'll see how that works. But anyway, you'll see the moves are structured in such a way that you are triggering something. So when you attack somebody with a melee weapon, then you're using fight. When you you encounter technology for the first time, you're trying to figure out what it does. So those are like what's called a trigger. So when you do the thing, then you're going to roll, right? There are lots of times you won't roll. There are some times when you're doing something that doesn't involve any risks. You don't roll. You just do the thing. Like, I'm going to open this door. You don't roll open the door. Unless it's stuck and people are shooting at you while you're doing it, then maybe you'd have to roll, right? But in a normal situation, I start up the spacecraft. You just do it. Unless there's some danger involved, you just do it, right? So those are the basic moves, and we'll jump into the action pretty quickly so you guys can see how that works. All right, so the second part of this is the character creation. So as we go through the character creation process, you'll also learn a little bit more about the game. So I'm going to pass out the characters and explain how this part works.
They got titles on them.
They do.
They're all named Kara.
The characters.
Pictures.
I'm just thinking, hold on. I don't think I am. It's not important if it's supposed to be. Okay. So I'm going to briefly go over the different types of characters. So there's one of each type. So in a traditional game like this, your characters are like an archetype, okay? So you're like a really good version of whatever this is. So if you are, for example, the soldier, you're really good at being a soldier. We have the scientist, so you're really good at like building stuff, figure stuff out. I'm going in reverse alphabetical order. So the robot, right? So the robot, he does all kinds of cool
Really
things.
good at being a robot.
Correct. The psi, so he has psionic powers, so he or she. Let's see, we have the leader. So the leader is good at like helping people get stuff done and
Delegating.
yeah, pretty handy though. Trust me.
Making plans.
Yep, the jack, who's like a jack of all trades, kind of a scoundrelly sort of a character. Some neat
Dirty
stuff.
scoundrel.
Yeah. The explorer, Elliott's favorite. He checks stuff out. Sees what's happening, and then the ace. The ace is cool because he is a pilot, and he gets a ship. So he has a second character sheet that's a ship.
So see, I could be a small side, and you could be the soldier.
Space ace.
Space ace.
So anyway, those are the characters. So I can pass those around, take a look, and see what you like about those. I'm also going to lay out. These are the equipment lists in case you guys want to buy any equipment. I'm going to put these out on the table. So
Or the save as well.
And typically there's only one character.
Oh, these two different sheets.
yeah, right. That's vessel equipment and that's character equipment. Don't worry about the equipment yet because you won't even know what the rest of it
The
is.
ship.
Right. So the ace gets a ship. So the ship has its own character sheet.
I want to be the ace.
Space ace. I can live out my wing commander dreams.
Really? Yep.
How do I know what the character is?
I have the.
As it at the header.
Oh, these are equipment.
Yeah, that's why I said don't look at that yet. It won't make no sense. All right, cool. Sounds.
It'll make a
I
nice
feel like an evil villain cutting its cat.
Mhm. The cat sitting on your head.
An alien cat.
Alien cat.
Alien
Yes.
Could be any shape it wants.
So the names hopefully should be pretty self-explanatory. The different types of characters. So you want to go with the ace?
Yeah, I gotta go with the ace.
So you are also going to have the ship sheet to fill out. The good news is it works pretty much just like a character. So once you've gotten through this, you'll be able to figure this out pretty quickly. So, but you will have to fill out both of those. And the ship doesn't have quite as many options as a character, so but it's basically treated the same way. So it has stats and stuff. So what do you think, Elliott? You played this before. What are you interested in playing?
I mean, I'll play anything.
Okay.
Can I get one street to go
Yeah.
Since you played before, you should be the leader.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a good point.
I'll play anything except the leader.
Okay, well, I guess we're
I'll
gonna.
play anything except for he makes
You guys
it
ordered
listed
that?
positive.
Will you lead us on
Nope.
into battle?
Nope.
That ain't me.
Apparently I'm the leader now. Oh, I can be a medic as a leader, okay.
Yeah, you totally can.
I'm the robot.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like K2SO.
I already knew that. Putting it on your Wikipedia page.
Well, now there's a 60% chance of failure.
What's that?
You get barters and credits.
Yes. So
Mr.
there's
Barber is a human. So he says.
when we get into that part of it, there's credit, which is like money, and barter is like items that are worth trading to other people for stuff, for goods and services. Yeah, it could be like junk that you collect. It could be all kinds of stuff. So the credit in the barter system is very abstract. So you won't need to worry about that too much tonight, probably. But
Thinking of a name? Thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I get to look first.
Whoa.
oh man, she
Which
pulled
one are you
Witcher.
thinking
She
between?
pulled the Witcher.
Some soldier.
The Jack and the scientist.
See, I was gonna go with the Jag, but I think that's what we
I love the scientists.
Scientists, yeah, they're fun.
If I was known as that bug.
The soldier.
Oh, right,
have to
yeah.
have
You're the scoundrel.
I was an insectoid scientist.
Ugh.
They basically
This is
made
a hard
zombies out of everything.
You can
Yeah.
do it.
I feel like I'm going to college and choosing a major.
Weapon?
That fake laugh,
Weapon?
thank you.
Weapon is like what is this? This is all like
It's like,
description
yeah,
stuff. So you can say it looks
Well,
shiny,
Choice,
shiny.
kind of like an
It'll always do
vegetable life.
damage.
But it does.
No matter what you use, you can make up your own weapon.
Never.
Oh,
You
sweet.
know what? I'm gonna be the scientist because I'm gonna
man.
pick first aid.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that here in a moment. So, all right, you guys picked. You guys all
You
picked.
can also be a leader if you want.
Give me the extras so I can get them off the table whenever you're done.
Carrot.
She's still
Yeah.
deciding.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
I'm the Jack.
All right,
I'm gonna be a healer,
You can
guys.
be any of these people.
I want to play leader.
all right, cool. All right, so I'll put these away. All right, so,
Now there's an 80% chance of failure.
all right.
You never answered me. Are we going tomorrow?
Yeah. Did
All
you
right,
message me on Facebook?
so character creation. So let's go over character creation. So at the very top, you'll see there's a space for your name and like some descriptive stuff. You can do that whenever you want.
Can we brush
I want to go over the actual mechanical stuff first because that's a little more abstract. So the first thing that I recommend that you do with your character is look at the packages at the bottom. So you'll see that each character has a default move here at the top or near the top. So sometimes it'll be a move, sometimes it'll give you the ability to like do something, sometimes it'll be bonuses that you get in certain situations. So for example, the leader has combat training, so he gets a bunch of bonuses and he gets to do cool stuff in certain situations. But and the ace gets a ship, which is pretty cool. He also has a move where he can change some of the ship stats around, reroute power, so he can like do cool stuff with the ship. So he has a couple different moves. So some of you will have different default moves. So in addition to that, you're going to get a package of moves underneath there. So for example, the soldier has 3 packages, the medic, munitions, and tactics. And each one of these packages has moves underneath it that you get. So what I recommend is pick one of those because that starts your character going in a certain direction. And you'll notice that each group of those moves kind of points you towards certain abilities that you want to be good at.
Again, so everybody can know I'm a healer.
Okay.
So accordingly.
Oh, you're a scientist.
Oh, so you're going to go with the physician?
Yep.
All right,
I'm
cool.
a scientist.
Show off.
All right, so all right, so
I'm also a healer.
You're also a healer?
I'm
Nice.
just kidding.
We'll just all heal.
Now
I'm going medic.
there's a 100% chance of failure.
We'll
No
modify-
titties,
modify
no
our
actual
We actually work in
healers.
a hospital.
You all are idiots.
We keep putting ourselves in it.
All right, so obviously ask me any questions you might have about your...
A scene is like one location, right? And then
Yeah, so a scene is a semi-formalized unit of either time or activity in a certain place. So a scene could be like a space battle, or a scene could be, you know, we're investigating the sewers underneath the city, or, you know, that's a scene.
Right.
So there's pretty much a definite beginning and end to it.
How long are they usually?
Scenes?
How many turns? How many people go in one?
there's no turns. It's
There's no
all
turns, yeah.
it's narrative based.
Oh, so it's just like a. Okay.
Yeah, you'll see.
Jump
It's,
in and do whatever. I
yeah,
gotcha.
so
I gotcha.
you will
like
have
top
moves.
secret.
Yeah, you will have moves that do stuff that affects that happen during a scene, or it says it ends at the end of a scene. So I'll explain when that happens. I'll let you know when the scene's over with. It should be pretty obvious, but
So when I pick this package, I get everything under it.
correct. And then later, you can get the other stuff from the other packages later on. So
Okay.
yeah, you're not
That's the way to level up in game.
exactly.
This
Well,
one
there's
is
that
like,
and a lot more stuff, but that's one option that you have when you
Guy.
advance.
I'm going munitions.
All right.
What craft
I see
style
more
are
Han
there?
Solo.
What do you want to play? You want someone who uses his personality?
So these are the 4
Yeah.
different. Pick one of those.
Oh, okay.
It's basically
might sound
But that sounds better. But I want to be a
But you might want to do your.
Of course you do.
You might want to be really.
Well, there's
I mean, it doesn't matter.
there is combat leader, but I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of
Somebody else needs
times
to become bad.
you're rolling
I'm a munitions expert over here.
What's that?
No, I don't need
both
to know
the
that.
ace and the
Yeah,
soldier and the
so-
robot all get it.
All right. Anna, you might want to look at your character.
What's your packages?
What do you
Can I
have?
see your package,
Show
sir?
me your package.
She looked at she's the medic person.
Well, I know, but
Did
there's
you
other
pick
stuff
one?
you
I
have
don't
to
think
do.
it is, because I'm like,
Combing hair is not high on the list.
Oh, okay.
Serve us.
No,
Serve humanity.
no! That's gonna be the last one I'm choosing.
I know.
I'm gonna tell you all the time how much you're gonna fail. Now there's a 40% chance of failure.
Okay, so once you've looked at and picked one of the packages of moves, then the next thing to do would be to assign your ability scores. So you notice in that little black area right above the boxes, it tells you different modifiers that you can stick in different spots. So you'll see there's 6 of them, and so you're going to stick those in the different spots there. So the reason I said pick your moves first is because you may have certain ones that you want to be better at than others. You don't have to do it that way, but that's a good way to do it if you want to be good at things.
So, since you picked, which one did you pick? Position? So you marked that you picked that one. And now you know you have these a bit different abilities, like strength, dexterity, or constitution, intelligence. But you're gonna pick that according to these. So see how you have like wisdom is required for that.
Oh, so you just write like.
So you're gonna
+1.
want. So you got +2, +1, +1, plus a 0, 0, and a -1. So you have to assign those to this. But this tells you kind of what you want to be better.
And also, you should look at her default move, because I think that uses int. I think.
Charging laser pistol takes 1 turn or something like that.
What's that?
3 recharge. Or
Nope. I'll explain how that works later.
So where
I'm
would
not
I
gonna be a
put,
wise soldier.
Alright.
where would I put my +1 for moves that evaluate injuries?
Well, that's just a bonus that you get when you do that stuff. So you don't really put that anywhere. That's just a bonus that you get in those situations. So what he's referring to is these boxes up here. So you're gonna assign
So you
the modifiers to those boxes.
So I know one of my big abilities required intelligence, so I put my +2 in intelligence. And then I have a +1 left and +1 left.
You're on your equipment already, huh? Alright, well that's good. He skipped ahead. Alright. So, any questions about anything so far? Ability scores or anything? Okay. So, at the bottom of the first sheet, the first page, you'll see that there's boxes for experience. So that's how your character advances. So every time you fill 9 of those boxes, you get to advance. Okay? And since this is a one-shot, we're actually going to be giving out double XP, so you guys can actually see your characters advance. Because typically during a game session, you might only get enough to advance one time, but that's kind of dull. So we'll double that, so hopefully you guys can get a couple advances and kind of see how that part of the game works. So you flip over on the back side. We're actually going to skip a few areas until the very end, but we're going to do your origin. If you haven't done your origin yet, you're going to pick one of those options there, and it gives you a benefit in certain situations. After that, you just skip down to the equipment section, and you'll see that on the left-hand side, you have some equipment that you automatically get, and then on the right-hand side, there's some options to pick some things. Obviously, if something's not clear on any of those, let me know.
Obviously. Could just get back to our street
What
soldier.
was this? What was this? section you said it was?
Equipment section. So you're going to get all the stuff you get automatically, and then this is stuff you're going to pick, right?
Military power surge?
Yeah, check that out.
What's metabolic tonic?
Metabolic tonic is a space-age version of a healing potion.
Gotcha.
So you want those.
Message.
Well, they do have a alleged healer in the party, so you may.
Do I want that or a rotary mini missile launcher?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough choice.
Roger.
Yeah.
Yes, those would be good to have if you're going to plan to blow stuff up.
Oh, I plan.
Plan,
on
alright.
that.
So let's see, let's see, Elliott, what did you pick for your package? You picked for leader?
Yeah, leader.
What package did you go with?
Lead by example.
Lead by example, okay. Alrighty.
Might be
You did
tough
show-
with this group.
You did show off, right?
Yep.
And then
What's
you
your-
did munitions?
Yeah. What's your name?
Bob Fitchmeat.
Sleep Fist Crunch.
Is that your guy's name?
Sleep Fist Crunch.
Nice. Alright, and Anna, you did the physician, right? Okay, what did you pick?
I'm a robot.
Robot, what package did you go with?
Navigation.
Navigation, okay.
What's your name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
His name's
Letters and numbers.
Yeah.
Where's the,
Version 2.0.
Hey.
What do you need
Flying
on
yet
that?
version 1.
definition for equipment?
Oh, yeah, so some of it's in that equipment list there. If you have a question, I can probably just answer it rather than you trying to look it up, but.
What does a scanning module do?
Scanning module is something that gives you a bonus when you're trying to, like, look for certain things. Like if you're scanning for life forms, you're scanning for, you know, specific things.
So it's better for like the Explorer.
It depends. I mean, it might be useful.
What about a repair module?
Repair module helps fix robot and ship. It's very good.
Always needed fixing.
Yeah.
Well, I am a robot.
Because they don't heal on their own. They need to be fixed.
Especially with this guy.
I think he ends up
Especially with this
So
guy.
it's one
Yeah,
use.
I think so.
It depends if it
That's
says.
consumable?
Yeah, then, yeah, right. Yeah, but you can buy more of them.
Damn guys. Is
Has
anybody-
your programming been
Hey,
beta
does
tested?
anyone have a repair module?
No, I have nothing.
I have a question.
The robot doesn't get any
Program
program.
module.
Robot.
He doesn't get any
Useless.
Can.
What's that?
Jack can't?
No.
Oh,
Can't.
thank you.
What is since
So you
the
got
vest is
rash.
just like it protects
It's armor. It's
Yeah,
armor.
one armor reduces
And-
damage.
What did you
Yeah.
pick?
me. Metamorphic disguise system.
So that's like it's like
You got
a
a rifle?
advanced disguise kit. It
A
uses
missile
like
launcher?
holograms.
And
I like that.
Okay.
But you
What did
have to be
pick for
trained in
your-
its use. So
How do I
if
do
you,
that?
well, one of the
Instruction
packages starts with training in it. If you didn't pick that one, then you won't be able to
Oh,
use it.
He has the ship.
Espionage.
Yeah.
That's important.
I'm not gonna pick that.
So probably skip that. Yeah.
Yep.
Which one did you pick?
I'm pretty much a ship
The
though.
scoundrel.
Okay, that's cool.
What's the ship's name?
Leader
Trash
trash care the robot.
Can I build
like
a
it.
repair module? Is that a thing I can do?
Possibly. There's a move in one of the other packages that lets you make them when you scavenge stuff. So potentially you could, yes.
Leader need to repair the robot.
Physician by
Yeah, I'm thinking about the ship.
Oh,
Hey,
Not the robot.
Not the robot.
Just the ship.
Now there's a
Can the-
50% chance.
Can they?
he can, but he doesn't have the package that has those.
Okay.
Nope.
Where is
Nope,
my
I got
hat?
that
I didn't
package.
wear my
Like a
hat.
true ace, like a true maverick. I'm gonna buy the ship. Don't know how to fix it. If it breaks down, we're screwed, guys.
Now there's a 40% chance.
I didn't say it ever took passengers.
Yeah.
Sure, you're calculating that right.
Yes.
Y'all can
Seems
ride,
awfully low.
y'all can ride the wings.
Assuming that the ship
Around
takes
the way, around the
off.
outside.
You could just camp right
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, that's happened before.
Are you
Y'all
going to
can't ride on the
Caden's party
thrusters.
tonight? Yes. Yay.
Aw, you're so cute.
That's not
That's
like you.
gross.
Eat it.
Is this alleged party happening later?
Yeah, and where's it located?
German village.
German
well,
village?
south of that. But
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anyone here is welcome to join us. I don't think Caden would care, do you?
except they didn't
Well, when are they
invite me until
expecting
today.
It's my neighborhood.
Really?
He messaged me. He's like, I completely
I
forgot.
invited me a few days ago.
Yeah, I invited you, but didn't invite me.
That's so sad.
Because he probably just assumed.
Is this a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Boy.
Okay, yeah.
We're not sure.
We're not sure.
I hesitated.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't
He's
even
a
know who
pretty
it is.
boy.
He's very
I was
probably.
You had to
waiting. Do we
think
not know
about
the
it.
sex of the person?
She had to think about it.
Well, these days,
I don't
well,
want to.
you're a robot. Like,
I am a
you
robot.
should
But
understand.
you're gonna be okay with
I don't
intellectual
understand.
episode, alright?
Did not compute.
You all
No,
look the
I said
same.
I might go later that
Oh,
time.
that's okay. Yeah, because the party's gonna be going till like 2.
Whatever. You soulless entity.
You're going to
I
that
mean,
first.
I couldn't stay up that late at the party.
There's a
Right.
76% chance.
What time are
I'm
you
a soldier that blows things up. It's
Now
yes.
there's an 88% chance.
I will die.
Or 10.
I'll take somebody with me, alright?
Now there's a 92% chance.
All right.
I like
so,
it. So you're saying there's a chance to live?
all right. So after you do your equipment, if you have armor, you're gonna put your armor value on the front. There's a little spot for your armor. So if you have armor, go ahead and put that in there. You're probably gonna have a 1. You might have the 2.
So if I, for the origin part,
Yep.
Where am I putting my
if I
armor?
pick alien, can I just like
Oh.
say that, can I just pick an alien race
Sure.
that, and
Yeah.
then like have all of the things that attach to that race?
Plus
Well,
one
you're gonna have
point.
whatever the benefit says. You don't. It doesn't give you a whole bunch of cool
Okay,
things.
so
It
my
gives you whatever
weapon.
that is.
You
What's
make
my
up the, you make
weapon?
up alien.
You can make one up, yeah.
Whatever. Well, your weapon. Well, you might have a weapon on the back first.
So
So
the matter antimatter engine.
You
That's how you
get
fly.
laser
from place to
pistol.
place.
you get a laser pistol.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
also have another
Oh, I
weapon. So
forgot.
that's like your
Yeah.
a weapon that you just get.
It creates a
can also
black
have,
hole
like, a
inside the ship
signature
and
weapon
collapses
if you
the
want.
ship into it,
It
and
can't
then
be a range
transports it,
weapon
and then you appear on the other side.
So if I want to get away from everybody else,
Like
Oh
a
yes,
knife
that would definitely
or
be it,
a
yeah.
machete or
Although you have to
sword.
roll to use it, so you
Crowbar.
might fail, and then who knows.
What else?
I don't
Wait,
figure out how
Grenade
what my
launcher.
armor is.
I don't
So
know.
it's on your equipment.
It does got
Yeah, I don't think I took anything.
Can my weapon be poison?
Well, that is a description of your weapon. That's not like.
Well, can it be
Oh,
a
yeah.
No, I thought
poison?
it could.
I suppose it could be, sure, but it needs to have some kind of delivery system. You know, just like
Why
pour it in
no?
people's mouths, right? Well, you could, I guess.
I want it to have a poisonous pin needle.
Well, the
It
important
actually
thing,
has a
the important thing to understand about these kind of games is that when things are established in the game, then they become part of the game. So if you say you have a poison dart or something, right? If you attack something that's not affected by poison like a robot, you won't be able to affect it. So just keep that in mind.
So
Or if you're underwater, it might be hard to use poison because of so.
when it says
Or.
that's true, this is the top, which one right?
That's just a description of it. So like, do you have like a, you know, like a mishmash of mismatched tools? Do you have a nice, shiny, very well organized tool set? That's all. It's just a description. So, however you want it to look like.
Where are my modules?
So modules are slots that you put stuff into the ship. So some of the items on your ship will say module, like one of the tags will say module, so it has to go in one of those spots.
One of these. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. Got
Yeah.
you.
Flip over.
So you have a limited number of those.
Look in it, and it says something about armor.
Intrusive sensor array. Intrusive sensor array.
Looks like yours is. Is it
Yeah.
flat 0 if you have nothing?
Yeah, if you don't have your armor, it's 0.
Looks like
Yeah.
it's 0.
Does somebody have the
Which
vessel
kinda just
equipment I want
makes
to look
sense.
at? Do you have the vessel
Yeah,
equipment
guys,
there?
I made my -1 my strength. I'm weak.
My -1 is my
There should be
wisdom.
one over there. No, it's one of the.
I'm a
Somebody may be
jack.
sitting
I'm
on
a
it.
scoundrel.
You have a feeling he's sitting on it. Yep, vessel equipment. All right, so let's see. What are you asking about? The intrusive sensor array.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So it is as module. It adds +1 to sensor scan. So sensor scan is a move, a vessel move. So when you're looking at vessels and artificial creations, you can have this. Look over if you see anything on there that piques your interest. You guys also start with a little bit of money, so if you want to buy something for the ship, you can. You can just pull your money in. The ship stuff's kind of pricey. So.
I got 1 credit.
That doesn't sound like a smart idea.
Buy lasers.
Pew pew.
I never go wrong with lasers. Crunch that for me. Is it a good idea?
No.
Damn it. It's a gift and a curse to have a robot with you.
All right. So once you've selected your equipment, we're going to go around and describe your characters and stuff, which will be necessary for the next part of this. So let me know when you're done. Your equipment stuff.
I don't have any.
You don't have any? Yeah, yours is easy. Your robots don't start with any equipment.
Do you look human?
Well, I
Do you
mean,
pick your look? Like you could be like a C-3PO, or are you like a Data?
I'm K2SO, just another model.
What?
Of
Not
That's
this.
like your
point,
skin,
so
like you have
take-
skin though.
No,
Whatever
no
it
skin.
says there.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
you are a metal robot.
I am
Like,
a
we
metal
can tell
robot.
So you're not
Mine would be
Data.
13.
No, I am not Data.
So you're a C-3PO, but better.
Yes.
Okay.
More
Instead of telling you the odds of something going right, I'm gonna tell you the odds of
Well, I
failing.
guess specialized
Always
tools,
failure.
and one of
Yeah,
the
really
specialized
focused on
tools
it.
is a
Oh,
robot,
well,
and it's
explain
a cat.
drives in a second.
Yeah.
Oh no, specialized tools are for fixing stuff. So it's not a robot. Though you can have a little robot cat if you want, but that's not what that's for. That's for like fixing robots. That's what that's for.
Did you say you want a cat? Oh yeah. Is that what I heard?
She wants a robot cat.
Why not?
That's fine. You can have one.
Dream big. I like it.
It's not gonna do anything. It's
Right.
just gonna be cute.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's for the best. All right. So are you done pretty much with?
I think so. Yeah. Sure, I'll
Sounds
make that.
good.
Oh, we can buy stuff now? Oh, okay.
What's that?
We can buy stuff now.
Yeah, if you want, but let's wait. Let's do the next part before we start buying things.
I only.
Advances
How do I keep
is
track of my
probably
credits?
stuff.
It says something.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Cool.
You just
Okay.
cross them off.
So everyone pretty much done with their equipment? Are you still looking at stuff? Elliott?
Oh, I'm just looking at stuff to buy.
Okay, okay. Anna, do you have your equipment?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
What is one barter?
So barter is an abstract, it's like a collection of valuables that you can trade for stuff. So it's not money per se, so, but you can trade to people to get stuff in return. Kind of
Oh, I
like
can
money.
trade people.
Oh boy. Are you
Perhaps.
with the slave trade? It's messed up.
Man,
You're a scientist. You should know
it's a
better.
doctor. It's a doctor that's into
You're an evil scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
Scientists, yeah.
Or is it like aliens that you're slave trading, or humans? Are you human?
Would that make a difference, Zach? Is
Yeah, it
alien
would.
life less
Depends on the alien life.
What the?
I mean, how much do you value an ant?
It's... All right. Is everyone done with their equipment now? For now?
I think so.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna go around and everyone's gonna describe their character. So what I need from you is your character's name, basic description, and what your character's good at. So let's start with Zach. So what's your character's name?
I am Slate Fist Crunch, a
All right.
soldier from many galactic wars. My body type is built. My eyes are hollow and PTSD ridden. My fashion, which is a random question, is military, obviously.
Yeah.
Disheveled hair. Weapon, obviously big, and that's unnecessarily big.
All right.
And awesome. I'm a munitions expert, a war vet. I carry around a ion pulse rifle, a rotary mini missile launcher, and specialized tools to make bombs.
Cool.
Very nice.
All right. So Anna, what's your character?
My name is Alana. I do have a body and 2 eyes.
That's a good start. That's good.
Yeah,
Spoken like a scientist.
I do have one.
Scientifically.
I have access to a body.
my fashion is very good. I do have
Very
hair and my
good.
tools are organized.
All right. So what are you good at?
I am a physician, so I will heal you up, I guess. Oh, you want me to actually
Are you
say
human?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm human too.
Okay. Yep.
I have a +2 on wisdom, +1 intelligence. That's intelligence, right? And then -1 on strength, +1 dexterity, 0 on, I don't know what con is.
Charisma.
Constitution.
Constitution. Yeah. It's like your.
I guess 0 charisma because I don't know how to talk to people.
Hey,
Oh, it's not 0, it's just
You're
+3.
Zero's average, so you're not like terrible. You're just average. Okay.
I'm self-taught, and I have 1 credit and 1 barter extra, and a repair module because I actually care about the ship.
Or the robot.
Or I mean,
the owner of
Not
the ship
the
doesn't
robot.
even care.
Definitely not the robot.
Clearly, I am not helping you at all.
There's a robot?
All right,
Who
let's
brought this robot?
Oh, I put my jacket on him. My bad.
All right, so why don't you tell us about your robot? Does your robot have a name?
Yes.
All right, tell us about your robot.
His name is K2S4.
Okay.
He has a tall, slender body. He doesn't really have eyes. I mean, he has
Digital eyes.
digital
Little
eyes.
tiny beady eyes.
they're not human.
Not human eyes.
They're cat eyes.
We would call them cameras.
Yes. Yes. I don't have any armor or weapons. I am.
Oh, the robot does have 2 armor automatically.
Oh, okay.
Yep, all robots
He's
have
just a
it.
sheet of metal.
Tough.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I have 0 armor and -1 strength.
Scientist nerd.
So I am a
Nerd.
Statistical analysis and.
I know who I'm eating first if we're
Actually,
on
he's the
island.
nerd.
That's
Oh.
good. That's good.
Freaking calculator over
So
here.
are you brainy?
You can't be a nerd if you were made
Well,
to
I'm-
compute.
I'm brainy,
Sure.
but I'll also call you out on your crap.
Okay, well that's good. I like
Aw, and sass.
Okay.
A sassy
A
nerd.
fancy robot.
I will save you.
A robot that doesn't want to kill all the humans.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Half the
Yeah.
people
Not
play
as young.
robots
We'll
too.
see. It's like a-
All right, Kara, why don't you tell us about your Jack?
My name is Shrimp R. Scampy.
They are.
I am
Jesus.
flawlessly beautiful. And
What?
at first, when you first meet me, I make a very good impression. But when you get to know me, you start to hate me.
Ah, okay.
Anyways,
I don't want you playing yourself.
I like layers.
that's what I was trying though. I just wanted to see how the room felt about it.
The room hates it.
There's
Apparently.
a 40%
taking
chance he's
notes.
lying.
My body, I'm 5 foot because I'm shrimp.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
okay.
slim and I have olive skin. My eyes are black.
You don't have pink
Did
skin?
you just say you have all your skin?
Yes.
Yes, all of it.
All of it is it's intact.
Olive,
still
so
there.
like your color. kind of.
Olive. Okay, olive.
Black hair. My fashion, or black eyes, sorry. My fashion is a lot of black leather. My hair is dark brown, and my weapon is a demon blade.
Damn.
Okay.
That's intense.
So,
Wow.
You laughed me until Demon Blade.
so what is Shrimp Scampy good at other than tasting
Shrimp
good?
Scampy is very charismatic,
Okay.
but she can't talk.
Obviously, she's good at. sticking
No,
people's
okay,
souls
so
with her sword.
she's not very, she has a 0 in strength, so she's like averagely strong for a woman. She's dexterous.
Yeah.
She's got a +1 constitution, 0 intelligent, -1 in wisdom,
Okay.
and +2 in charisma.
Okay.
She's very good at misleading people
Okay.
for my own benefit.
Yeah.
I'm very manipulative.
Okay.
I'm very good at stealing and hiding things.
Okay.
Should announce that
and-
to everybody you're living with.
That's
I
all
like
right.
What does it mean if move calls for you, spend 1 credit, add +1 forward?
So if you some of your moves as a result, if you get like a partial success or something, it'll say you have to spend a credit. So when that happens, you get a bonus to your next roll as a result of that. I'll explain
So
how.
I'm a little lucky,
Yeah.
and I have a laser pistol.
Cool. All right.
Oh, laser pistol.
All right. What origin did you
Oh,
pick?
and I have +1 armor because I wear leather.
Okay.
What origin?
That doesn't
Yeah.
seem to make sense.
It does.
It's,
No, like it really does.
it's
Teflon
similar.
leather.
It's
Does not
It's
come
synth
here.
leather.
Oh,
Yeah.
much better.
That's why bikers.
I chose criminal.
All right.
I thought.
Cool. All right.
I
Tell-
was involved with the
Space
illegal
bikers.
operations.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
There's-
Elliott, tell us about your leader.
My leader's name is Gruff Pansy Bottom.
Okay.
A leader's last name is Pansy Bottom.
I'm a half human, half gray man clone that went bad.
Okay.
My body is pale and gross, a slight tinge of purple. I have pansy eyes. My fashion is gruff with a leather duster.
Yeah.
I have a
nice.
wispy comb over and an extra long ray gun. It's my weapon.
Okay.
And I've watched every movie ever.
Who are we following into battle?
I have.
I was behind all of you.
I'm not necessarily strong or dexterous, but due to my unusual biology, I'm kind of hardy.
Okay.
I'm very intelligent, but not too wise.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I like doing movie scene
I
things.
follow you solely for science.
I'm a little
Yeah, it's just an
charismatic,
experiment.
and I constantly lead by example.
All right.
We're doers here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right.
Pansy Bottom, man of
So,
action.
all right. So tell us about your ace.
Bottom.
About fish meat.
Fish meat.
Fish meat.
All right.
Fish. Space ace.
Oh, okay.
I think I have some of those clothes.
Man with a ship. I'm heavy set. I'll let myself go since my glory years. And you know, my eyes are green with envy. Look at all these young, you know, upstart pilots. But I'm the real space ace.
All right.
They're all nothing.
So he
Is Sarah
says,
the only
So-
beautiful one here then?
I think so.
I'm average. My fashion is
I'm
You're-
good.
quite raggedy. I'm a little thrift. I'm a bit of a
I'm
thrifty guy.
beautiful for a clown.
But
Hybrid
despite all these years, I keep a nice little bleach
But
blonde
I'm
pompadour.
ugly on the inside.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Alright.
Carry
carry around a couple pistols.
Okay.
Did you hear me, Anna? Said that I'm ugly on
I'm
the inside.
a little bit of a.
And Ace has
And
that
then
one pistol.
And my
Nobody
name,
cares
and
about the
now
inside
I'm a bit
anyway.
of a show off.
About that.
Okay.
Outside, right?
Fly across the radio tower every now and then.
Even with the weight and everything, you still showing off.
Yeah.
Still
So,
got it in
It's
you.
partially true.
all right. So tell us about your show.
Very, very partially.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
Jade.
she's
She's a
named.
view.
She is quite the view. She's
Yes.
named Trash Heap.
Trash heap. All
Trash
right.
Heap.
It's the name of our group,
Yeah,
apparently.
she's just big enough to fit me.
All
Not
right.
all y'all.
All right.
That's okay though.
All right.
She's big enough to fit me. I'm glad.
What size
Size
is
ship. The
it?
ships aren't that small.
K2, I don't know how you got into this group.
Personnel.
We went the wrong way.
Wow, there's
Alright.
a 70% chance.
Oh, screw it. Fits you and one other person.
Absolutely.
This is like the D&D
It's-
character
it's-
only
it's-
rides a horse everywhere and never gets off. I'm not a combat specialist. I'm
Yeah.
never leaving this horse.
You just don't go
This is
into.
all I'm doing.
Do not go into any bases.
All right.
Combat. This is outfitted for just about all kinds of combat. I'm sure. I just shoot first.
Okay.
Shoot first and ask questions once they're wrecked.
All right. So this is like a starfighter, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Carry around with a outfit with
I think
proto
the first
shields
person
and
needs to
ultralight
be a bigger
laser.
ship.
Yes.
So it seems right for combat.
Yeah.
You know,
Trash
I only
had a
picked- I only
personality.
picked- I only picked this off
Bigger ship.
from one of
I don't know where you're going.
some
He's
space
still alright.
sort. So
See, robots don't understand personality.
that
Alright, guys.
I'm mercenary.
I was just gonna go for water, but he told me to help clean the pizza.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Like, get rid of it.
Dirty. Oh.
Oh, like eat it?
Pizza. Dirty.
We can do it.
We should have brought
Pizza's
I
filthy.
understood
our
that.
names in this coach or no?
I don't really have room, I don't think. I mean, you can if you want. I brought stuff to do that
Fair
with.
enough.
All right.
That's sad.
What?
For the viewers at
This
home.
For the viewers at home. All right, yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So what I'm gonna have you guys do is I'm gonna have you make little like stand-up things with your names on them, so you guys remember your names.
What's my name again?
Can you get,
I have
do you have a
pens.
marker?
I have
I'm
markers.
gonna
right
go. You have one?
Oh, no, he has markers.
here. So I have plenty of these, so we'll use these. So the next step in this,
I'm sure the green on green.
we're almost done with the character stuff. So the next
Oh,
thing we're
you're
doing,
still passing them.
yep.
And
No,
for
we need-
other people.
We need like 5 or 6 of them, right? That should be enough, I think. Need one more?
Can I borrow the black marker with you now?
I have another black
Yeah.
marker if you want. Okay. So the next step in this, and the reason why you want to write your names down, is you're going to do the relationships part on the back of your character sheet. So the way that experience works in this game is that you're going to get, most of your experience is going to come from triggering your drives and your relationships. Okay, and triggering means you cause whatever it says in there to happen during the game. Okay, so the drives we're going to do a little bit later, but the relationships you can do now. So what you're going to do, since we've gone over the characters, is you're going to put in each of the blank spots. No, flip it over again.
Hey, Gruff, we're gonna stop with
So in each of these blank spots on the relationships, you're going to put the names of one of the other characters. So there's, let's see, so you're going to fill out 2, 3, 5 of those, I think. There's 6 of you? Yeah, there's 6 of
everyone's
you.
different?
Yes, everyone's list is different.
What do I just put names in it?
Well, I mean, look at it, and
Right.
but
I
yeah,
gotta
just
train
put
you to
somebody's
make
name. in.
better choices in
So
combat.
you're going to leave
What's
one blank.
SR?
SR is a special relationship, so if you have a special relationship with somebody and you aid them, like you help them do something, you give them a +2 instead of normally it'd be a +1.
In my special relationship, K2 as 4.
Yeah.
I was figuring.
Oh, no. You're the
So-
healer, aren't you?
So the important thing about this part is you're going to want these things to happen during the game. So you want to pick people for these that you think they're likely to be able to do these things.
What's your character?
You're an ace. You show off.
So you're protecting me, you're solving something perplexing with me because you're intelligent, although stupid in other ways. Who's gonna take me to a new place?
Maybe the pilot? Well, no,
I'll
he
take
can't
you
really.
to a new place.
Yeah,
I guess you
Rob,
could.
Bob.
You could be a passenger.
Get a spacesuit.
I don't assume my
I'll carry you all my
sexuality.
wing.
Who wants to reward me for my services?
What?
Who wants to reward me for my services?
I will.
Oh, man.
I need the robot to show me some respect. All this failure talk.
Nope.
All this failure talk.
Yeah.
There's a 100% chance that will not happen.
Bob and I definitely need to destroy something together.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna happen. Even if it's our own shit.
They have a race up there.
Someone does not have.
Our leader with the outrageous name.
Now this is my repetition one.
Mr. Pansy
Who wants to
Bottom.
break shit with me?
Gruff.
I will.
It's Pansy Bottom.
Gruff, pansy bottom.
Gruff.
So remember, you're only going to put one, each person only going to go into one of the slots. So you're going to leave one of them empty.
Oh.
Oh.
Then never mind on
Damn
that.
it.
I'll still keep here as my special relationship. 'Cause I
Wait,
can
what's the
fix-
first one? What's SR?
SR is a special relationship. It's
Oh.
so if you have one of
What's your
those,
last name?
when you
Well, now
aid
I
that
need
person,
to-
you get a +2 instead of
You're my
+1.
special
Cool.
relationship.
That's all it really does.
Okay.
So,
Bob's
not
on a special
huge
Because we're both
relationship.
understood.
So who wants to rely on my vast knowledge?
Let me have my markers back.
Huh?
Here, like,
It makes sense for a scientist to rely on your knowledge.
But see, I think that I want
Okay,
there to be
keep one.
either need you to keep me with a share.
one more.
That makes sense too.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
What do you need to?
marker. The back foot disappears forever.
Carrie, you have a shrimp scheme.
I'm gonna make sure that you keep your word, leader.
I need you to make
Oh,
better
man.
choices in combat,
What
like
size dice
not
is that
going
for you?
into a gunfight with a sword.
I think he's a D10.
Good luck.
You also need to know on the front of your sheet.
So will you
there's
fill out-
a
So wait, do we have to do
Are we gonna
special
have doubles
relationship?
then?
You don't have to.
Okay.
No,
What size
you're going to
is
leave one of the blank.
I have to leave two because I have an SR, right?
No, there's 6 total, and there's 5 other people here.
That one.
So
What's
who wants
that?
me to destroy stuff?
Yeah, Bob.
Everybody
He has a
this
10.
Oh, I don't have you on here yet.
Yeah, soldier
Try to
needs
Put
a
you
D10.
down.
A 10.
Yeah, he needs a D10.
Snake,
They
I'm gonna help
will
you
need a
destroy
D8.
I gave him a D8.
Ruff, are you good in combat?
Jack will need a
For
D8.
crisis
I'm great
situation.
at- I'm great at
I
crisis.
think everyone else uses a D6. It's just
Oh,
that
that's
Jack
what
needs a
it
D8.
is.
Carol needs a D8.
Oh, you're the leader. You need to
A
take me to a
D8?
dangerous
Yeah.
place.
Actually, I'm not going to do special.
I can do that.
That
You're
can
so
happen.
pretty, little girl.
I'm not going to do special relationship because I don't share my secrets with anyone.
That's fine.
What's that?
Alright, we need to pick one for you.
Not even the
Me?
robot.
Huh?
She won't share secrets. Not even with the robot.
No.
I don't remember all of them.
I
Yeah, the
remember all of
robot's
them.
the worst, actually.
My
You
database.
must
will-
take me to new places.
Alright, fine.
Because mine for you is I need blank skills to get me to a secret place.
That's good. You do want to try to line those up when you can, because that way you guys both get XP for it. So that's good. That's good. All right. So the last bit of
What's
this
that?
is the drives, which we will be doing a little bit later. So you'll notice that the relationships, if you look at them, these are all things that you need somebody else to do, or you need someone else to do for you, or whatever. The drives are more singular pursuits. So if you look at those, they'll be, you know, infiltrate a secret place or blow something up or whatever. But they're all singular pursuits. They don't mention other people, right? So during the game, I'm going to introduce these things called milestones. And a milestone is like a statement of what you guys are trying to do. I'll write them on one of these index cards. So when I introduce a milestone, you're going to pick 2 of those drives, and then you'll be able to trigger those like you do for the relationships. When you get a new milestone, you can change the 2 that you have. So you're always going to have 2 marked. And then you can change it once there's a new milestone. Because you might have...
want to share it with people.
You can, but they're intended to be more of individual pursuits than the relationships are specifically created that you need somebody else to make those happen. So you don't need to pick the drives now. You can, I guess, if you really want to, but it's usually when you introduce a new milestone is when you do that. So
Oh.
yeah, so you'll get XP for triggering the drives and for the relationships.
And then you can
And a few
reward me
other
for my
places, but
services.
you want to make sure that you're trying to do those things.
You
So
too,
that's where you're
I
going to
really
get
like
XP from for the most part.
Just
Okay.
like I use a robot. I can't
They don't
do
call
it.
it a jack for no reason.
All right. Any other questions? You guys want to look at the
That's Mrs.
equipment
Scampy.
stuff real quick?
It's Mrs. Scampy. What's that?
I don't know.
That's Mrs.
We're pretty much done with the character creation at this point.
Oh, I bought,
Finish the ship.
I bought a cyclo disc.
Okay.
What's
Look at
that?
that.
It lets me record like audio visual hologram and send it to
Are
someone.
you going to the ship?
receiver.
John,
Oh,
oh, that's
ship.
naked.
Okay.
About the 1 parsec away.
Where'd you buy that?
I have 1 credit.
That sounds like a good purchase. There, leader.
Yeah, most people either have 1 or 2 credits, except for the robot. He's broke.
Is there any leather on here?
You don't have
Leather?
enough leather?
Is there anything made of leather?
You've got all the
There's
leather.
outfits.
You've got, yeah. You've got all the leather you need.
No.
Well,
I love leather.
alright.
Ooh, spiked armor. Can I wear that over my leather armor?
I think it modifies armor, so you can make your.
You're gonna layer armor?
I could put that on my leather armor?
Sure, yeah.
It's only one.
Seems like a terrible purchase.
Add 1 damage when you inflict someone grappling you.
I'm with you on this one. K2.
So basically, if you like you rustle somebody, you get hit with the
What was
spikes.
your last name?
K2S4.
S4.
K2 is fine. Slate.
Oh, that's a robot. I'm not a robot.
Correct. As far as we
I'm
know,
gonna
you're
get
not.
spiked armor.
There's
With what we're
Colonel Fist Crunch in the day.
You are just Slate. Your rank means nothing.
I lost the rank.
That's what I'm getting.
You are all
Anyone wants to get something here's the list.
I can crunch those numbers. 100% true.
Okay.
What does it do for grappling? +1, you said?
But so when you like wrestle with somebody,
Right.
you add 1 to the damage you inflict on
+1.
them.
The robot only gets a d6? No. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, robot gets a d6. If they're in combat, it bumps up to a d8.
Where are my 2d6?
I read main boosters, mean boost.
Meme booster.
That's a mean booster.
That should be for me.
The entire galaxy, you can see my meme.
Of Aubrey.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Should we go through
I'm
the
ready.
relationship?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, go ahead and go. Yeah, you can do those if you
I'm
want.
gonna unsnap
Alright.
Snap.
my head.
Here's
You're
my
okay.
relationships.
Okay.
I must show Bob the error of their thinking again. K2S4 must keep me safe and able to lead us. I need to get the very best out of Alana's abilities. I must keep Shrimp ready and available for action.
You know what I mean.
Slate must help me find the way out.
That's a tall order. Oh, I need K2S4 to get me somewhere in a hurry. You're a robot. You
I'm
got
a
it.
robot.
I must train you in my ship duties though. You're gonna be my
I'm probably more qualified to pilot your ship.
He's got
Hey! Wait, all the metal's the same? Is that what you're saying? No.
Racist.
Slate needs me to get them out of danger. Slate needs to push me to try new things.
Wait a minute, you can't have, like, multiple.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, you're one
One
each.
person in each one.
Okay. Gruff, I'll show you how speed kills. A little scrawny scientist will keep you in tip-top shape. Wait, you're scrawny.
And then you got Shrimp.
Oh, shrimp.
What was mine?
You're gonna push me to try new things.
Yeah.
Oh
Good
god.
stuff. That's it.
We're gonna rob a bank.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it should be one black one.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. Cool. You want to do yours?
I need K2 to show me some respect when it matters most.
That's not gonna happen.
When it matters most, it might.
Say
I must
Respect you,
train
I guess.
Shrimp to make better choices in combat.
I have
Respect you.
spiked armor. I just want to hug him.
I really hope you can keep me healed and ready to fight. Groff, you gotta take me to a dangerous place.
I'm on it.
And Bob, we gotta destroy something.
Jeez.
Alright. Alright, Alana, what about yours?
I must keep K2S4 in tip-top shape.
Okay.
Squeaky.
How's that going?
I must help Griff solve a perplexing mystery. And then Slate must protect me from injury, and I guess I'll heal you up in exchange. I need Bob to take me to new places.
Yeah.
Shrimp must reward me for my services, girl.
Okay. Alright, what about our robot?
I must ensure that Gruff keeps their word.
Sneaky leader.
I need Alana to keep me in good repair.
Okay, well, that's good. So you both have similar.
I must help Slate destroy something. Bob relies on my vast knowledge. And I must take Shrimp to new places.
Okay. Now what about Shrimp? Ms. Scampy.
Slate will risk themselves to protect me.
Oh, buddy. Not again.
Alright, Not again.
I use Bob as a distraction while I do my thing. I don't know what that means,
Oh, hey!
but it happens.
I look too good. That's all.
That's a, he's
I look too
distracting.
good.
Gruff advises me when it comes to money. I'll get Alana. Is that how you say it? Okay. I'll get Alana to abandon their strict morals. And I need K2S4's skills to get me to a secret place.
Okay.
You getting her to abandon her morals?
Yeah.
I don't have very many, so.
But you're a scientist.
Yeah,
So
you must have
what
some.
can I
You
do?
gotta have some.
You're gonna
Especially
really
if you're-
scientific
you're a
method.
You're a physician.
Yes.
The few I have are strict.
Very smart.
They gotta have a hypothesis first.
No.
No conclusion
You
now!
can't test. You can't come to a conclusion if you don't have a hypothesis to test.
All right. So we're gonna take a very short break. If we need to do anything, I need to figure out how to help deal with all you people.
Do I have to buy one of these now, or can I buy one like anytime?
If you're somewhere where you can buy them, sure.
Where is that?
Spaceport, a spaceport, or a city, or a wherever.
Just
Maybe
add
no,
a
the
place
other
you
you
would
can't
get
buy it.
anything here and add space in front of it. A space market.
A space.
Space garage.
Space garage.
Space garage sale.
All you
Sorry,
gotta
us.
Space I love it.
do. So we are starting in a space tavern.
Maybe.
Any good adventure.
That's very boring. No. I'll find something more interesting.
Or a space inn.
A space inn, yep. Space.
So it's most of our time like in the ship.
No,
Well, the
because
ship
if
only
it's
seats
other
one
person.
other person.
You
Do
take
we
a
have to
personal
discover
ship.
our- Oh, it's a personal ship? I thought it
That's
was
a
all of them.
starfighter.
You made it a personal.
Yeah, he's great. He's like.
Yeah,
He literally is just shipping around everywhere.
Well, he can fit one person in there,
Yeah. What's up?
other than him.
What the hell?
Our
We're
captain
create a origin
Your
story of
ship
how we
is
all know
very
each other, or-
distracting.
I mean, you don't really
Well,
need to.
While I'm doing my
Just
thing.
basic.
It's
Whatever that
assumed that you guys
That's
all
why I
work
said we need
together
to buy
for
a
some
bigger
reason.
ship.
Also, just hook onto the thrusters.
So you guys are actually going to be in a ship. He's going to be by himself in his own ship, but
Thank God.
you
You
guys
can't be docked onto our ship.
no. You guys will be in a slightly bigger ship than his,
Cool.
You are a
I
power
can side stream y'all.
but his ship is a lot better than yours. Yours is a very basic ship.
Get out of Dodge.
Can it be the Millennium Falcon?
No,
Dang it.
it's smaller than that. It's like
Millennium Eagle.
yeah,
Yes.
Millennium
Millennium
Evil
Sparrow.
Egret.
Basically don't have much
Millennium
volume.
pigeon.
The Millennium Budgie. It's a little baby bird.
Yeah, you're just a chicken. Cheep, 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 cheep.
Cheep, cheep, cheep.
Can't even fly.
It's like a literal ship, like it goes in water.
It goes in
At least it's combat ready, I guess.
Yeah, and no.
Oh, hi, Abby. Do you want to go upstairs? Your master's
So we're in a bigger ship than the trash heap.
Slightly bigger, yes.
There's at least a seat 4.
Oh yeah. You guys can fit in it.
Like it's big enough to walk around in and hang out. Or...
Is that what you guys make your animals call you?
It's literally a
It's not
box.
huge.
Y'all, I mean, your ship doesn't even have a port. Little mini port for my ship.
Usually-
No, it's barely bigger than your ship. No, no.
Oh shit.
So,
Some more pizza we gotta get rid of.
Abby's master.
Well, you have to clean
And I'm
it.
very confused.
You have to clean.
Gotta clean this up.
We're cleaning the ship?
You have to clean
The
the
pizza.
pizza. Clean the pizza.
I just don't understand.
Humans eat the food.
But also, outside of the fact that she owns you and not the other way around, that's the first time I've heard someone refer to like an animal's caretaker as a master.
Really?
Butler.
He's my butler. She brings me hair. You
Young
can win it. You can win an escort.
Okay, so all right. So you guys are traveling together. So you guys are in this ship called the Catapult, which is a small size ship. It's a little bigger than his. You guys can all fit in it. He's on in the trash heap.
I got a coat to match my
he
character.
steers from the
Nice.
trash heap.
Yeah. So you guys are traveling through this star system. What are you guys doing? Like, what's your mission?
Adventure.
Your mission.
Making sure these
That's
dumbass
too vague.
don't
I
die.
need more information.
Oh,
So she's fond of this.
She's not sure about this. What's happening here? She has a life jacket on.
I'm running from the mob.
You're running from the mob. Okay.
Space
okay.
mob.
Okay. Sure. Are the rest of you also running from the mob, or
I'm running away from my war memories.
from your war memories? Okay.
I'm making sure these idiots don't die.
Okay. Well, that's
Ditto.
a good. All right.
These fools scraped every last credit to get me, so let's make it
So
worth it.
so did they hire you?
Yeah, they hired me.
It was like a okay.
Yeah, they
Discount market.
They found the best that they could
They found him
find.
behind the space. They found him in the parking lot.
Yeah, best we can find.
Yeah, that's the best you can find. You guys
For
are-
one
Okay,
credit.
keep going.
I'm honestly
Move along.
here because it's boring and I just want to have a good time.
Alright.
I'm here to take
guys
down the
find-
evil clone overlord,
Clone Overlord. Well, that's interesting. Okay.
Darren Sweetbottom.
Yeah, your team sounded like it would fail, so I just wanted to partake in it.
She loves to watch failure.
That's all of our
You guys are all
He's
my
my
favorite.
cousin.
Alright.
Belongs in each of bottoms.
This leader's got to rally us up, man. I'm not confident in these guys.
Alright. So you guys are traveling along through other space. So the way that the interstellar travel works is that your ship has this matter-antimatter engine in it, and it creates a black hole inside the ship and collapses the ship into the black hole, and then you shoot through this extra-dimensional space called other space, and you appear on the other side. Yeah, and then you appear on the other side, whole.
Hacking science.
So you guys are traveling along, and all of a sudden your ships are jolted out of other space into regular space, and all your alarms are going off in your ships. Like you're not supposed to be.
Darren.
You didn't get. You didn't get what you were trying to get to. Let's see. So I wrote down the stats for your ship in case you need it. But who will be piloting the other ship? We know you're
Me.
piloting your ship. You are?
Yes.
No, he has his interface plugged into our ship.
Let's say it either
Nah,
be the
it's too
leader or
small, it's not
the
a-
robot.
The robot is
Oh, his
piloting
ship
our
is can't fit inside.
He's only got 2 spots for people. It's him and one other person.
No, I mean, can his ship fit inside?
No.
Oh, okay.
Your ship's a one size category bigger than his. It's,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, she's beautiful.
They take up like 75% of
The
your ship.
robot is.
Son looking away.
All right, so
No.
all right, so you're piloting.
My bad, sorry.
All right, so your ship has just been jolted out of other space. So what do you want to do?
Is he with us?
No, he's in his own ship. Oh, yeah, he's with you. Yeah. You see him? He's out there flying his.
K2, what's going on with the alarms?
K2S4 status report.
We have come out of other space, I guess,
Excellent.
too early. There seems to be something wrong with the navigation of the computer.
Was it Darren Sweetbottom's fault?
No.
Oh, what the hell's going on, guys? I was sleeping.
Darren.
So assessing the situation, what's going on?
What about
What's the
Bitch Meat?
alarm
Is he still
being
next to us?
Patch.
Unfortunately, I'll have to plug into the ship's main computer to try to diagnose the problem.
Alright, then do
It
it.
may take a couple
Why
of
are you
hours.
still talking to us?
Scan for fish meat.
Hey, patching
I
in
just learned
communication
that
is
Hello.
patching in communication to the
Bitch Meat.
catapult.
What's going on,
Any
Bitch
answer?
Meat?
Anybody? Anybody in that little catapult there?
What's the
Hi.
status of your ship, man?
Trashy, go for catapult.
Hey. Well, if
Uh-oh.
anybody is still in the catapult, wherever it is, K2S4, I need you to get me somewhere in a hurry. Like, let's find a space station or something. This is a little worrying.
Where the hell are we?
The closest space station is about 2 hours away. By our current.
Hours? We measured hours now?
Yep. Because
Actually, you're not sure where you are.
According to.
You're not sure where you are. That
So we're
You
in
said our
You don't
navigation
know- well, you don't know
system is
yet.
You're in the
down.
middle of goddamn space.
right.
Yes, we are.
You could,
Wait.
you could try to find out
Run
where
the
you
sensor
are.
scan.
You could do a yes. You could do a
Try to
sensor
find out where
scan.
you are.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. Get out of my way.
All right. So he's going to use there's
Goddamn
a
robots.
vessel move called sensor scan. He's going to use the ship's
5.
ship's
Which
well.
button? Sensors again.
So the ship has a sensors of +1. So he'd be rolling and adding 1. So you got a total of 5.
Yeah. I
All
raised
right.
the shields.
Whoops.
Catapult us into nowhere.
That was the eject button.
All right. So he's fooling around with the buttons, and the rest of you are trying to figure out what to do. And you don't your sensors are going nuts for some reason. They're warning you that you're very close to something dangerous, but
I'm not worried about
you
it.
don't know what you're doing. You're not sure what it is,
Yeah, that's
but something is looming. Now you see the same thing. We're gonna try to figure out what's going on.
I'm looking at it. What is it?
Well, you gotta use these moves here.
Oh,
You can also do sensor scan.
Or I mean, you could also. So what?
that's
Do
right. Basic.
so what do you want to do? Like, just describe to me what you're trying to do, and I'll kind of point you in the right
Well,
direction.
I need to evaluate what's around me.
Okay.
So,
So there's a move called Analyze that lets you ask questions about the situation. So you can use that move if you want to just kind of, potentially you could ask 3 questions. You probably get at least 1.
While he's thinking
So
and
this
reading,
is
can
a
I do one of the
this-
things?
Well, let's let him resolve his thing first, and then you can do that in a moment. One thing at a time.
Alright.
so this is a dangerous, whatever this.
Yes, it is, but you don't know what it is. That's part of the danger.
I don't know what it is. What's
So you roll, and you're going to add your wisdom
okay?
to this move.
The 2,
Yeah, it's always going to be the 2 dice, and then plus whatever.
7 plus no, just 7.
No.
Of your guy over.
Oh, 7.
Come on, 8.
6.
So you have minus.
Yeah, he failed.
It's a -1.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm trying to understand this situation.
All right.
I don't
Saying
know
it-
none of this.
This reminds me of anything in my past wars,
Well, we failed,
my
so
past galactic wars.
Yeah. So whenever there's a failure, that means that I do something.
yeah, that means something.
So you don't always want to keep rolling because bad things will happen. So what I'm introducing here is a clock. Okay. So now you don't know what the clock is yet because you guys keep failing. But I'm going to go ahead and mark 2 of the boxes because we've had 2 failures. So something bad has happened. When it gets to 10, you're in big trouble.
What
So
the heck?
don't keep failing. So what do you guys want to do next?
There's a 40% chance of failure.
At least. So how about our soldier? What do you? Or Anna? Did you have something you wanted to do with what's your character's name again?
Alana.
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 Let's
So,
pretend I said Alana.
I have a question then.
Yes.
If I want to analyze and I want to roll wisdom, what?
You roll the 2 dice and then you add your wisdom, whatever your modifier is for wisdom.
So it's 2.
And then if you just read what it says.
But my question is, like, if it's a partial success, does that count as one of the?
Well, it says
Yeah,
what
it says
happens.
what happens.
Yeah. So
Ask
if you-
one question.
No, does it count as one of the failures?
Oh,
Oh, no, only if you get a 6 or less.
Okay. So it's not a partial failure. It's just,
Correct.
okay. Then, shoot, guys.
Well, you need to roll first because you don't know if you succeeded yet.
I think you should do it.
look out the window.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to roll.
Oh, okay.
I know. I want to try to understand this
All right,
situation.
let's analyze the situation.
All right.
Ah, oh, analyze.
Alana lies?
That's not a word.
It's got art.
What'd you
So
get?
I got a 12.
Okay, beautiful. So that's a complete success.
So now you have 3 questions.
You just
Now what's
fucking
outside my
Goodwill
mind?
hunting this situation.
Yeah.
I'm still analyzing the ship.
So you get to ask 3 of those questions, and then hopefully the answers will help you figure out what to do next.
What here is useful or valuable?
Okay, let's see. You see out in front of you, the typical like stars, and you see some planets nearby. You think maybe if you kind of focus attention on some of the planets, you could figure out where you are. Maybe. You also see there's some kind of weird astronomical anomaly that's directly in front of both of your ships, but probably need to just do something with it. You're not sure what it is 100%. Because you're not an astrophysicist. You're a physician. But you have 2 more questions, so. You guys ready to secret notes?
And what should? What should I be careful to avoid?
Okay, so what you should be careful to avoid is a giant black hole that's in front of you that you're about to fly into. So now this clock is for the black hole.
Ah, I guess
So,
we figured it
When
out.
you get 10 of those, you go into the black hole. Don't do that.
Not good.
That's
What
very
should
bad.
my last question be, guys? Should I ask if I do not act, what might happen?
Oh, we know what's gonna happen around.
We're all good. Question good one,
You can
man.
say
I
what,
think we figured that one out.
what's here that doesn't appear to be.
No,
What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Or who's really in control. That might be an okay one.
Yeah, let's ask what here is not what it appears to be.
Okay, so your sense is, we'll say you're playing around with the sensors a little bit while you're doing this, and you notice that there's some other ships nearby,
Oh shit.
and they are approaching you at a high rate of speed.
Clearly this is an enemy. Did somebody piss somebody off?
Shields up!
enemy. Is it Corlina?
Corlina?
That's my enemy.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my-
It's your
Carlina Rez.
your sworn enemy. All
I'm
right.
trying to.
She's in the
So
mod.
I assume you let everybody know about all this information. Hold on, you tell everybody. Okay, including him.
Yeah, he's on a speaker or
All right.
whatever.
All right. So you also know about this. All right.
I haven't tuned out yet.
Dodger.
All
I'm
right.
gonna download this enemy information, see if I know these enemies.
Okay, so yeah, you can roll the understand move. That will tell you more information about something that you've encountered for the first time.
Oh, 12.
Okay. So what happens
Damn,
on
high five.
We know how to analyze the situation.
so what happens on a complete success on that move? Understand. There.
Please, the information must also be useful to your current situation.
Okay, so
Normally
you get
it's
any
just must tell you
success.
something.
Yeah, so you automatically get any success.
Enhance on a 12 plus
I don't worry about
information
that.
is also valuable.
Just those stuff. So you get something interesting and valuable. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Has to be valuable to the current situation.
Right. So so what you find out about these ships? These are a group of 4 starfighters. So they're the same size as this ship. And they have minimal shields. They have some shields and minimal armaments, but there are 4 of them, so they could be dangerous. And they are armed and ready to shoot at you. Pew pew.
I slam down my fist.
blow 'em
again.
up!
K2S4, raise shields! And I'm gonna issue an order to him.
We don't have to until he rolls.
Oh, yeah,
So
well,
those
Can
are
I
after
try
you.
to
Oh, after this.
contact them?
I'm gonna have you raise
I'm gonna
shields.
pop.
Raising shields.
You can if you
So
want.
you just
Right.
over here.
I just want
Raise
to
shields, and we
From our
have.
ship
What
to-
is our shields?
Just many.
Do you
Zero,
have an
so
extra
zero,
sheet for him?
so-
Because I'm gonna hold on to
So you
this.
can roll, and I can add plus 1 to your roll.
Okay.
Radio to trash sheet. Trash sheet. You
It's
there?
like I don't really want to share.
Because it's like I
thought I
have to
had
look at
it.
it.
Yeah.
4 ships on your flight. I think I
Yeah, I'm gonna add plus 1 to give you a 10.
I think I
so
should
succeed.
preferably explode.
A 9 is
Yeah,
partial,
I
a
don't
10
think I
is
have
full.
any
That'll
more.
be
Sorry.
Or
Oh, okay,
that'll be
sure.
for me.
I'm not seeing any extras.
You raise the shields, and I'm like, more shields! And then he does it, and I issue an order.
So okay, so
Yeah.
back up a sec. So his special power that he has is he can give you guys bonuses after you roll. So if you guys roll a failure, he can give you a plus 1
Yeah, yeah.
bump you.
So that
up.
-1 could have bumped it to
You're
a
like, get your
7.
shit together.
Well, I have to tell him to do it.
Right.
You have to delegate.
Yeah, that's what I told
Well,
him.
you have to be able to communicate with him. So he could have done it, yes. So, but he only has 3 of those to give out until he has a chance to recuperate them. So,
So a lot of leadership juice.
Right.
I radioed
Yeah,
the
two
trash
more.
sheet
So
to
we
let
just
him know about
put
the
the
ships.
shields up.
Yeah, so we get.
Yeah. So hold on. So let's explain how this works. So
Yeah.
what did you get? You got a
10.
You got a 10. Okay.
You got a, yeah.
You got a complete
You rolled a
success.
9, I gave him 1.
Okay. So what happens on a complete success on that move?
So it says add 4 to the vessel's shields.
Okay. 4 forward, right?
The shield have been
It
raised.
just adds plus 4 to the vessel's
Plus
shields.
or forward, it's forward. Yeah.
Forward, okay.
So it's
Oh,
forward.
forward.
Yeah, so the way it works is that, so there's 2 types of bonuses in this game. One is called forward, which means to the next time, whatever the thing is. So for example, for you, your shields go up by 4 until you get hit and they go back down to normal. So they're always at, whatever your shields are, I think, 2? Yeah, so your shields start at 2. So they now go up to 6. But then when you take damage, they go back down. So that's just the next time.
Also, Alana can, after you analyze, you get plus 4 to act on everything you learn.
Right,
You
so...
get plus 1 to roll.
Right, so you guys would get a plus 1 forward to deal with the black hole, or I don't think she discovered the fighters. No, she did. Okay, yeah. So plus 1 the next time you do is with the fighters. So again, there's forward bonuses and there's ongoing bonuses. You'll see some moves will say ongoing. So an ongoing bonus keeps happening until some condition ends it, like the end of the scene or while you're interacting with some bad guy or whatever. So you'll see it, the condition will be in the move. It'll say plus 1 ongoing until whatever. So anyway, those are the types of bonuses in the game. So forward just means the next time you do whatever applies to this. So what are you doing?
I'll posture trash sheet to defend the catapult.
Okay, sure. So, all right. Okay, so you can use the defend move.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, so that uses your con. It's kind of weird, but we'll say you can do it. Why not? Usually that's for like if you're like physically nearby, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
Good.
Good.
Spinning furiously.
All right. So what'd you get?
10.
10. Okay. So what happens on a complete success on that move?
Free reserve.
Okay. So he has a move that gives him reserve. Reserve are basically like tokens or uses of certain things, and the move says how he can spend them. So if you look at the defend move, you'll see a bunch of things he can spend these points on. And once they're gone, they're gone. They also go away at the end of the scene, so you don't get to hang on to them forever. But he can use them to like reduce the damage that your ship takes, or he can make the enemy take damage. He can do all kinds of stuff with these things. So, all right, so cool.
Can you explode things?
Now, important. Look at your relationships that you guys have, because when you trigger them, you get XP. So some of the things you guys have done, you may be triggering relationships. And I'm actually going to give you guys a milestone too, so you can pick some drives. So.
Ready, Bob. I'm gonna need to destroy some of these spaceships in a spectacular way.
You don't even need to tell me that.
A milestone?
Yeah.
We're on it.
So we picked 2, right?
Yep. So your milestone is going to be escape the black hole. Okay. So you want to pick 2 drives that has something to do with that.
2?
Yeah, you're going to pick
Whoa,
2.
it has to do with that.
Only one of mine deal with that.
That's okay.
Be creative.
Would exploring this area be a dangerous place where it's like...
Well,
Yes.
How well do we know each other?
It's up to you. I mean, you know about what everybody can do, right?
Oh, I kind of...
Yeah, but like, how long have we known each other?
That's up to you.
Where did we meet?
So, prove your intellectual superiority over your enemies. What would that entail?
Look how smart in them, or using some weakness against them, something like that.
Tricking them.
Force them to find the black hole might be a good one.
I brought us all together to take down Darren.
Yeah,
Darren. That's how we all know
We
each
can't
other.
throw them in a black hole when we can explode them, guys.
Wow.
I'm gonna investigate a new tech or species of creator modified device critical to
I just painted my ship black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so once you pick those, so just make sure that from this point you're marking your XP, and you're going to get 2 XP each time, because we're doing double XP. So if you've already done some of the stuff on your relationships, go ahead and give yourself XP for that.
K2S4 must keep me safe.
Some of these you've done. I mean, you've gone to a dangerous area, so you could definitely, if anyone has
God
that.
damn it, Goff.
And he's piloting the ship, so if any of you
So
have...
I need to get Alana to abandon her strict morals to get an experience?
Yes.
Hey, girl.
So it says I must help him solve a
We
perplexing
must
mystery.
destroy something.
Yeah.
Were you impressed
I
with
helped
my
all of
side
us
stream
solve
building?
I'll be
what was
very
going on.
I need
That's
you to
true,
risk
yeah.
yourself
You're
for me.
impressed.
So go ahead and mark
I'll
2
take
XP on the bottom
I
of
need
the
you to
first page.
risk yourself for me.
The bottom of the first
That's
page.
tall.
The other page. There you
I'm
go.
inside the ship.
It's little boxes. So once you get 9 of those, you get an image.
All I'm asking is Tony to destroy something and blow it up.
Yep. Okay.
Protect me from that distraction.
Well, the
We're getting
children.
double XP. Just
Yeah, so every time I tell you XP, mark 2. Okay.
Shrimp, get on the guns.
Yeah, so what's Shrimp doing?
I want to try to contact those ships.
Okay.
That seems like a bad idea.
Scampy, that's not how you work guns.
Okay. Well, you can try to contact them.
Am I supposed to
They,
save your life? Here it is.
They don't appear to be responding.
You're not responding?
I
No.
told you so.
So that's all.
Goddamn sassy.
Then I'm gonna get on the
All
gun.
right, that's fine.
Only K2.
Well, what can you make you fake?
I say we should.
I'm a thief
Okay.
and a malicious
For
person.
once, I'm with you.
Well, you can
This is
try
a
to
bad
pretend to be
sign.
Ow.
Bad omen with
Pretend to be
K2
somebody
and
get him
Slay
to
degree.
answer. I'm gonna pretend to be someone to get him to answer.
like
Someone
SOS
important.
or something.
Okay, I mean, you can try.
I'm gonna say I have like a princess of some sort held
Yeah.
hostage. I'm not,
There's
not
a
hostage.
40% chance
yeah,
of
pretty
failure.
bad. I'm gonna say I have a princess and I'm trying to get her to a place.
Okay.
Everyone knows her name.
What's her name?
Helen.
No, it's not
Now, there's a
Helen.
50% chance of failure.
What's this?
It's Vatrina
Okay.
Cavallari.
Tell them we have juicy gold bars on the ship and we don't want to go in the black hole.
Why are bars juicy?
all
I have black gold
Texas tea. John Bags of it.
and
But Texas.
I have black gold and Kalina
Yeah.
Cavallari.
Well, to
Very,
do.
very convincing. All right, so
But I'm very convincing.
yeah. Unfortunately, they're
All the
still not
narrations.
responding to you.
I'm on the guns.
All right.
It's about damn time.
All right. So do you wanna fire the ship's weapons? There's a move called Fire at Will. This is on the second page.
I'm gonna fire at will.
All right, do it. So
I'm
yeah.
willing to fire, and I'm
Alright.
firing at will.
So the ship's weapon status is 0. So you're gonna roll and add whatever, nothing.
Nothing?
Are they close enough to shoot?
Yeah.
Oh, we.
Oh, scampy.
I rolled a 4.
She scamped it up. All right. So unfortunately, he can only get +1 at a time, which is not enough to save you. Failing. So we get another
Somebody
box.
else is on the guns.
No box check. So in addition to that, the fighters are going to shoot at your ship. So they automatically hit because that's how it works when you fail. So they shoot at you, pew pew pew, and
But
they hit.
don't I have a thing?
You have a thing. You better have a lot of things to.
Is there only
make
one
it-
gun?
So
Gunning
lose
area?
calls doesn't spend a credit. Okay, never mind.
So somebody roll. It's going to be a D4 plus 4. That's how much damage.
Not
you
me.
take.
6.
6. So,
Plus 4?
your sh-
One.
Yeah.
Have the effect of. That.
Well, hold on, because their shields are 6, so
Oh,
they end up taking no damage.
okay.
So
Oh.
that doesn't do. But the shields go back down to 2. So you don't take any damage, but now the
Technically,
shields are back.
down.
They're not down.
2.
They're normal.
They're at
If they were
neutral.
I
down,
just
that'd be.
said they're down.
Okay,
It's not
that's fine.
gone.
All right. So anyway, so that's all right. So cool. How about our soldier?
Okay,
Trying to
I'm
warp
pushing old
speed outta here.
Scampy out of the way. I knew I'd have to train you in combat of how to shoot these guns.
Oh, you can change.
But here's how it goes. You gotta shoot this way. See?
So you get to add your dex because you have your
When
military.
he's done, can I do
There's a
something?
7.
7. All right. So that,
I caught
That's
it.
partial success.
you have a
Did I
question?
hit?
When he's done, can I do something?
Sure. We want to give everyone a chance.
Well,
I want to pick his pocket.
That's fine.
He should be using the ship's weapon.
No, because he's a military.
Oh, he can use that? Oh, that's
he's
sweet.
dex, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So he has like an override thing for that. So you got a partial success. What does that do on your fire?
Oh, the fire at will.
Second page.
It's a ship, 1 fire at will.
Fire with.
Your vessel
What are
is
you
exposed
Any
to
success.
the-
Deal your vessel's damage to the target.
And then once they
Oh, partial
Yeah.
success. Your vessel is exposed to their attacks as well. If your weapon has ammo or recharge tags.
Yeah, no more than that. But you do take their damage again. So
Oh,
you're gonna do your ship's damage, which is a D6.
There.
Go.
I don't know.
4.
So 4. All
You're the
right.
one
So
that
their
did it.
shield
Roll the
blocked
damage
a little bit of it. So you all right. So one of the fighters is badly damaged. All right, and you're gonna roll that D4 plus 4. So
7.
that's 7. All right. So your ship
We took a little hit here.
subtracts 2 from that. You take 5 off of your hull. So someone keep track of that.
Go ahead and have that.
Ah, that's a good idea. All right, so now you take 2 instead of 5. So that's good.
Shoot their laser beams at your laser.
Was that not impressive?
That was good. That was very
I'm
good.
very distracted.
Is that
I'm
across
distracted.
the
Do I get a point?
Yeah, XP for that. All right, beautiful.
Was that training this soldier
Yeah,
how
you
to do
did.
some
Well,
combat?
you did hit whereas
Do
she
I really
missed.
get XP for him distracting me?
God damn, Scampy.
Distracting you.
Yeah. I use Bob as distraction while I do my thing.
No, you haven't
No,
done it.
you have to pin
I don't
something
know what
on
that
them.
means.
Bob was a
You had, like you're
distraction.
trying to sneak in somewhere and you have them,
Now I get it.
or something like that. You pin a crime
I
on them.
didn't know. I felt like you distracted me
You
while I.
blow something up while you sneak away, something like that.
But we're all on the
Yeah,
ship, so we
exactly.
can't really sneak away in space.
Right. Okay. So cool. So all right. So he winged one of the fighters. All right. How about Annabelle or was it Annalise?
Alana.
Lisa?
And Alana.
All right. What's Alana want to do?
Science.
Get us out of this black hole. Use your brain power.
I want to defy danger.
Science.
That's a terrible idea.
Don't defy. Just let it happen.
K2, you really tell it like it is. This is not really happening.
So don't look at the moves necessarily. Tell me what you want to do, and then maybe I can kind of guide you towards.
We need to get out of here.
Use your brain to get us away
No,
from
we
this
need
black
to
hole.
destroy him.
Well, right now, our biggest concern is like the people attacking us.
Well, you have
Oh,
two
that's
things.
a
You
good
have
point.
that
We
and the
also have
black
a black
hole,
hole.
and then you have that.
is a big
Yeah, but we can't get away from the black hole if we're worried about like our ship being damaged.
What if we do the old roly
We
poly
need to get to
oly
a habitable planet.
and they go in?
Can't we just?
Last minute
You
ditch.
haven't even
I
damaged
mean,
it.
I have a
Oh, yeah, a
question.
little bit.
So we don't know where we are,
Just
so
mark
we
the
can't
damage
go
on this
anywhere.
Can't we just warp speed?
Oh, you did?
Oh, you did. Okay.
You warp
you
speed
can
right
try.
into a black
Pause for a
hole.
second. We don't know
Yeah,
where
we're
we
near
are,
a
so we
black hole.
can't get out of here. So
I
if
don't
I
know.
fix the nav system,
You can try.
we can get out, right?
Well, the nav system isn't broken. You just haven't figured out where you are yet. You
Oh,
can
so we
just.
don't know how to get from where we are to where
Well, if you do like a sensor scan or something, you can figure out where you are. No one's tried that yet.
Are these ships chasing
know there's a
us
big- yes,
or flanking
there's-
us?
We need to.
That's what
I mean, they're kind of doing like
that's what I want to do.
strafing runs on you.
Okay, they're going.
They could shoot him too. They
Where's
haven't
the
done it
sensor
yet.
scan?
on the
Sensor scan is a vessel
They're
move.
scared of trap.
And your vehicle has a +1 to sensors.
Does she get +1 because of her forward? Or does she sell the planets and stuff?
Her +1s are against the black hole and against the fighters.
Well, she has 3 of them. She has a third.
I don't remember what the third one was.
What was the
Plus
third?
1
I
against
thought
the
it was
black
the
hole.
planets.
Oh
Fight the
yeah.
black
So yeah,
hole.
you would, yeah. So you get a +1. So you have a total of +2 for this move.
Because she figured out what the planets were.
Right, because you use
So find
analyzer.
the most inhabitable one,
I don't
so
see
you
where
don't die.
Spencer is.
Are
Oh,
there
it's up
planets
there.
right now? Is that what she's looking for?
She saw some earlier, but she hasn't identified them yet, so she's trying to do
Oh,
that
we'll
now.
see if we can actually land there.
Right. You don't even know what star system you're
figure out
in.
where we are.
We don't know.
You know there's a giant black hole.
Maybe if our computer could compute something about where we're
I
at.
feel like we
Our
should have all
shit's
woken up with amnesia.
9.
No, that's the one
Okay.
bottle.
Oh, yes.
You want to give her a bonus?
Oh, yeah, I'll give her a bonus.
Okay, so that gives you a 10.
Good thinking, Tex.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
So you get a complete success now, which does what for you?
Does anyone else think this guy's creepy?
Choose 2 items.
He's our,
I don't
he's our-
have feelings.
he's our leader. He took me to danger. That's right where I wanted to be.
All right.
Enemies there. It's environment. It's hazards.
Okay, so you get to pick, I think, 2 of
2
those,
of
right?
them. What do
Okay.
you guys think?
And not environment, because we need to land and fix our ship.
We already know there's enemies there.
Yeah.
Yes. So we don't really know.
Oh, here.
Do we want hazards or secrets?
I think hazards.
Secrets.
Hazards.
Because I'm the one that's less likely to die. All of you are human.
If we know secrets, we can hide.
I'm good
somewhere,
at
maybe.
secrets.
What do you guys think?
Definitely environment needs to be one of them.
I would think hazards. We want to know hazards.
Oh, we wanted. Oh, what you want to know? Yes, hazards.
I wanna know the secrets of this place.
So we want to know the environment and the hazards.
secrets, you
know everything
I can figure out the secrets.
Are you sure?
You got it all figured
Because
out.
like,
You're
as far as I can see, the hazard is the black hole.
The hazard
If I
Well, you're
have
scanning the planet, so it'd be a hazard
Planet,
related
yeah.
to the
within
planet.
the okay.
Yeah. So you already know about
So
the
yeah,
black
let's
Like, for
do the
instance, if we
environment
couldn't breathe
and
there.
its hazards.
hole. Okay. So the nearest planet that you see is a planet called Honora Major. It is a water planet, although it does have a little bit of a landmass that you could land on if you wanted to. So you are, based on that, you are in a system called Zeta Hydrus, which is on the outskirts of where the human, kind of the Earthling civilization controls. So you're kind of in a lawless area right now.
We need to find another planet. I'm terrified of swimming.
If you want to, you can consult the ship's computer to learn more about this system. Basically, you'd roll like understand or something.
When you
right?
say water planet, you mean like Earth?
No, I mean a planet that's almost all
It's
water.
mostly.
I mean,
it's like, have you seen the movie?
But they-
Water.
Yeah.
But
it's
does it
like-
have Earth-like characteristics? Is that what
Well, no. What I was asking is because Earth is like a pretty much all
Yeah.
water planet.
Right, no, it's got breathable area.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But it's
So
like,
the-
I mean, you care.
it's like
I don't care.
9% water.
There's land.
Just trying to
There's
remind the
a
humans
tiny
that we need
landmass,
that.
yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a landmass on it. But you don't know much else about the planet. Again, you could consult your ship's computers to find out more about the star system.
I can learn about its hazards.
I feel like we're in a position where we just
Plug
need to go
in.
there.
Come on, K2. Why can't you plug in the computer?
So
and figure
the
this stuff out?
hazards are, let's see,
Understand.
the only hazard that you detect with your sensors is there appears to be a lot of underwater volcanic activity. So you
Oh,
know
that
that.
again.
So, all right, so she's doing that. What about our robot? What do you want to
Underwater
do?
volcanic
You're
action.
piloting the ship. What do you want to? You want to deal with these
Happens every
fighters,
time.
or
No.
try to get away from them?
We need
or-
to get away from them.
Okay.
And repair the ship.
All right, so you've got two, essentially two dangers to deal with. One is the black hole, and one is the fighters. So you could, there's a move called evasive action, which you can use to try to escape one of these dangers. So it uses the ship's speed, which is 0 currently.
We need to get away from
And you'll
the black
also
hole.
need to deal with this too. When
Spin left and right.
So, what do you want to do? Which one do you want to deal with first?
I
We're
think-
getting away from the black hole, I think.
Okay.
Did the Europa
Black hole is definite death. Ships possible,
Possible
death.
Possible.
I
death,
think
yeah.
we need to take into consideration how important it is for the team to survive. So since you're out there with your own ship, I think you should like
He's just gonna have to do the
them
same
away
thing.
from us.
Well, he's been dealing with the
I can't hear you
fighters.
unless you're on the radio.
Yeah.
Patching into Bob. Trashy, you there?
What?
Go over
Go
catapult.
down and
We're gonna do some evasive action against
Did you
something.
Did you say?
the black hole.
The black hole.
Did you say evasive?
We're gonna need a
I hear-
distraction.
I hear static. Shh.
Blow something up.
All right.
Copy.
All right. So.
Copy that.
All right. So you want to roll that?
Yep.
All right. So you're rolling. Just whatever you get is what you get. This is 0.
10.
10. All right. That's good. All right. So you manage to, for the moment, avoid the black holes. You avoid slipping further into the black hole. However, you still have these fighters to deal with. So you, at least from that point of view, you have
It's improvement.
for the moment evaded.
Now we can die painfully instead of instantly.
Nice.
So what do you want to do?
You know, you'll die
I am
in
gonna-
space. I won't.
Fly straight into him and attack him.
Unless it's
Before I
your-
fly straight into
But you'll be
him,
dead
I want
in
to
space.
message the catapult.
Okay.
Graph.
Before I die.
I'm gonna show you that speed kills.
Like your
Okay.
your
So you're
gears.
flying straight at him?
Yep,
I'm
flying
gonna
straight at him.
get
Now that you're turned off.
to just start firing randomly while they.
You want to fire all
If
my
I could feel
fire
Get him, Bob!
all my weapons.
Okay.
It's
your time to shine.
If I had
Can I aid
emotions
him?
or
Can you aid him? Sure.
I'm just laying down cover fire.
So he's helping you with his gun. So he's giving you a +1.
All right.
So what are you using? So you're using.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you got a complete success. What move are you using?
Speed
Using
of
attack
attack
rocket.
for
Okay, so
radio.
what happens on a complete success?
Complete success. You may choose to add 1d6 to damage and expose your ship to their attack.
On a complete success?
Add your vessel's speed to the damage.
Oh, okay, alright.
Complete success. You may choose to add 1d6
Okay,
to damage.
so your ship speed is what?
My ship's speed is +2.
Okay, so you add that to your damage. So your ship does what, a d6?
D6.
Okay, you're going to add 2, and then you can choose to do another d6, but then you'll expose yourself to their damage. Do you want to do that? You're pretty epic if you do a
Would
lot.
anybody be impressed if I do that?
Yeah.
I really need to see you blow something up, buddy.
Alright,
Blow the hell!
I don't care.
I'm like, we're heroes, motherfucker.
I'm in
so you got that +2, so that's 9 damage. Alright, that's pretty good. So then,
Did anything explode at this exact
so
moment?
he blew up 2 fighters.
Yes! What now, buddy?
Pretty good.
Impressed.
You have a drive for that? Or is
Oh,
it-
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Blow shit up.
Alright.
The drive.
So, but they damage you.
That was a dangerous
Does that count as
territory.
blowing something together with him?
no, you didn't do it with him.
You just,
I shot some beforehand,
well, no.
But you didn't do it with him.
and I encouraged him on the radio.
Well, alright. So because this happens
spirit.
simultaneously, what happens is you take damage as if there was 4 of them. So you're gonna take d4 + 4.
Trash heap
Hey, I have a question.
trash.
What I learned more about those people is that
So you
investigating
take 5 damage.
I don't have that.
technology or new species.
You can't. It's only if it attacks now.
Oh, okay.
But so you have shields, right? Hang on, I'll answer your question here in a sec. You should have shields. Your ship should have shields.
Shields, 2.
2. Okay, so you subtract 2 from that. So you take just 3 off your hull. Okay. So the way it works with these, so these things act as one creature. They're minions. So when you reduce their number, they do less damage. So now they're going to do d4 + 2 instead of +4. Because there's now 2 of them instead of 4. So that's how it works.
Question for you.
Yes.
So when I found out about the aliens attacking us, does that count as investigating a new technology or species?
I would say so.
Sure. Why not? So 2 for that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so did you want to do something?
Yeah, I'm gonna get on the intercom.
Okay.
Surrender, you pansies.
The intercom will be inside your ship.
What's that?
You need a radio to the other ones.
Surrender,
Speaking to all our ship.
What's wrong with him?
Well, okay, I'll get on
Captain, are you
whatever.
intoxicated?
We want the outer com.
The other intro.
Speakers outside the ship. They're very loud.
Shall I try to transmission?
It's really useful in
Alright.
space
I'm
without
gonna go
that air.
out the sunroof and get a
Screen
longhorn.
door. It's a little hot in
Screen
here.
door.
So they unfortunately, Shrimp learned earlier they're not responding.
They're not responding. I told you. What kind of leader are you?
Let's see what they are.
Do you want to do something else?
They're
These damn
Something
ships
else
won't
instead?
answer
They're not
us.
responding.
they're
So
debris now.
Am I allowed to use binoculars and look at who's in the ship?
you're allowed to. You can do a sensor scan on them. Sure.
I want to do a sensor scan.
Okay. Roll. Get a +1 for the ship sensors.
Good thinking.
So
5, 6, 7,
So
8.
next time something happens, you get a +, whatever. Okay, whatever it is. Depends on what the move is. But, all right, what happened?
8.
8. Okay, so you got a partial success. So I believe you get to pick one thing. Show her the sensor scan.
Yeah,
This should be towards the top.
it's at top.
Okay. When you scan something, okay, any success, the GM must reveal something interesting about one item from the list below.
Yeah.
Complete success, 2 items. So enemies there, its environment, its hazards, its secrets.
Right, so you pick one of those things. And
I want you to tell me about secrets or enemies.
Secret.
They probably end up being
I don't
the
know
same
if they're
thing.
I was about to
enemies.
say, do we know if they're enemies?
Well, they're,
Yeah, we don't really know if
They're shooting
but
me,
they
so
are
they're
attacking us.
they're like automatically secrets.
I will tell you they'll probably end up being the same answer. So just.
Okay, secrets.
All right. So these things are known as spider guard. So,
Spider what?
Spider guard. So in this system, there is a gangster known as
Gangster?
known as the Spider Empress. You may have seen her picture on Facebook. So these are her minions.
She has an account.
I posted it in the thing. You guys the only honest one.
I did see
Oh, I
it.
didn't see it.
I
Just on her
asked if I
page.
could be her.
And I said no. I slapped that down real quick.
Yeah.
I said no. Anyway, so these are her minions. So she kind of rules this system.
Is she in the mob?
She is
The whole
mob.
system? The
Star system.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so she's pretty powerful.
There's no reason why I'm asking. I was just wondering if
Yep.
she's in the mob.
I mean, you might know something about her, totally. So anyway, that's what you learn.
Do we...
Remember to mark your XP if that triggers any
Can I
of
try
your
to understand
relations.
why, now that I
Good
know
job,
that information,
Shrimp.
why
Go get
they
some
would be
rest.
attacking us just because we
We
appear?
really need to land on this planet before we blow up in space.
Have a
Where you
drink.
will all die.
The mob is no one to
I mean,
mess
you could
with,
roll,
guys.
like,
I don't know
analyze
from
maybe.
experience,
It's not really
but
understand.
no one
Understand
to
is more
mess
like
with.
understanding technology or
Okay,
like
I'm
a
gonna get
species
out of
or
here.
something.
Well, I'll try and
It's not really-
analyze then.
Yes,
I'm not good at it, but
It's
I'll
okay.
try it.
That doesn't matter. Try it.
I'm going to use my military brain and try to analyze. Oh, I fucked up. Done that.
Well, hold on.
You have +2 anything.
No, it's wisdom.
The bullet in your brain wiggles.
So it's a 6.
That's it.
So his brain is hurting. You want to use your last +1?
What did you get?
You got a 6.
That's a failure.
Help brother out.
You get a 6.
Don't do it.
What is he trying to do?
I tried to analyze why they attacked us when we...
Because they're in the mob. The
Yeah.
mob doesn't just
I could have told you that. We appeared
I'll
that way.
use
and you
it.
just
No,
started
don't
attacking.
use it.
Why didn't you just ask me to analyze me?
Alright, so the leader. Alright, so
You try hard, but I'm pretty sure
alright, so he helps you out, so now you have a partial success.
I hit him
What's
in the
your
side of his head.
So he's now out of those +1s, so just
Don't
FYI.
start
It's like, let's go.
He gets them back once you guys
I
resolve
am
this.
ready
he gets them
to
Okay,
escape
so
the
that's
monsters.
a partial success.
back. Right, so you get to ask me
I
a
just
question.
Bad memories.
Do you have bad memories of the Spider Empress?
Bamboo sticks? No.
No?
Well, I
Just
already know
the
that.
mob
In general?
in general.
Yeah.
I don't know who was.
What happened here
Responsible.
recently?
Spiders attacked us.
Black hole.
No. No. Don't.
A black hole appeared.
Spiders.
No, Sam.
Let's see.
Why? Oh no.
I meant before we arrived.
Why
Oh.
not what here is
He
useful
blew up
and
two of them.
valuable?
Yeah.
I meant before we came here.
Slate.
Before we
You're
arrived.
You're really in control here. Anything else?
And do you want to ask a
I
different
could
question?
really even.
You can ask that one, it'll...
I think Slate has been drinking.
I'm gonna...
Yes, yeah.
Good job, Slate.
It's the only way to get into combat. Oh.
Is drinking before a battle a human characteristic?
Yes, very much
Yes,
so.
yes.
So it's drinking during the battle.
Heck
As
yeah.
We already know who's really
I
in
take a
control.
swig from a flask.
Kind of know what we should avoid. What here is useful or valuable?
Okay, so you know that these Spider Guard guys, they are, as I said, they're minions of the Spider Empress. They're also, they unfailingly follow the Spider Empress's orders to the point that that's all they do. So like they're usually given a very specific mission and they go out and do it. So they don't stray from that. They don't like critically analyze anything. They just kind of do what they're
They do
told,
what they
and then yeah. So it is possible to outwit them if you can figure out how, because they're not that bright.
Possible to what with them?
Outwit them.
Ah,
They're not
that's
very
where I come in.
Very smart. I'm not smart.
Oh, buddy.
You also know that they are clones,
Oh, I'm not.
Son of a bitch.
and they are also enhanced with cybernetics. So there you go. That's what you know.
I think we should create a voice modulator and hail out to them as their queen.
Outwitting's your department.
Maybe we can cut off their communication.
You can do that. Somebody here can invent devices.
I'm on it.
Are you trying to use wisdom like I did? You're like, I want to create something. Hey, look, guys.
So pause for a second, because they're clones enhanced with cybernetics. What would be useful?
Well,
I'm gonna go lie down.
Okay.
Guys, take a sit. I'm gonna go lie down.
Do you wanna shoot the bad guys?
What's
You
that?
can shoot the bad guys if you want. They're still running around these. There's 2 fighters left.
No, I'm gonna tell.
Can I pick his pocket now?
Sure.
Ain't
Do you want to roll?
there.
If you fail, bad things might happen. Are you sure
I'm
you
gonna
want to do
tell.
that?
Trying to play some pocket pool?
No, it's because you talk shit. I don't want to pick your pocket.
You mean I trained you how to actually shoot something in combat?
Dexterity.
Yeah, but just remember, if you fail, something bad happens.
try pimp slapper.
You don't always want to roll. Sometimes you just no.
10. 9.
9. Okay. So what
That's
move are you
that's
using?
What?
What move are you using? Thief?
Dexterity?
No.
What do you
What's the move that
Are
you?
you-
You have like a
He's a
move where you can.
Thief.
Okay. So what happens on?
When you quickly take something, an object, you can palm from the target, name your intended prize and roll plus dex. Any success, you gain that item. Partial success, the target or someone else knows you took it and moves triggers a drive and plus 1 forward.
Okay. So what were you trying to take?
Anything valuable.
Well, no, you have to pick something.
Oh, I don't know.
I have a laser repeater.
That's
Some
kind of big. It has to be
rations.
something she could fit in her hands.
Some rations and a credit. Is that
military
really- That's
ID.
like digital, right?
He probably has a military ID.
Yeah, you can take his ID.
Yeah, there you go.
Can I
Any
take his
military
weapon?
related item.
His weapons too.
My
big.
weapons are giant.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
It has to be. You can like.
They're over.
They're comically large.
Yes.
Triggers are
Pretty much by
Biggest
definition.
ID.
That's fine.
As
All
big
right,
as I
so-
can make
His
them.
wallet.
Now,
So-
because you got a partial success, he knows you took
No,
it.
that was a full success.
Oh, I thought you got a 9.
Oh.
10 pluses.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah. So partial success means he knows that you took it. It's up to him to deal with it, but he knows you took
Oh,
something.
I'll deal with this later.
All right, that's
It's
fine.
stored in the memory bank.
But you did steal it. Do you have like a drive or relationship with him that would give you XP for that?
Did she have to steal some from me?
Maybe. I don't know. You're kind
No.
of funny. Okay. That's right. You don't have to. I'm just.
I just want to see what happens.
That's fine. Well, so far.
Yeah, I need to train you again to make even better choices in combat.
I'm gonna
Get
call
pickpocketed.
Bob.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, do I have to train you even more to make better decisions in combat? Or are you gonna steal
Bob,
from us
what are you
while
doing?
in combat?
What are you doing out there, Bob?
Yeah, what's
See
Bob
what
doing?
happens.
What's it look like I was
Would you have a
doing?
question?
Can I create something
I don't
to
know.
I was-
sabotage their spaceship, specifically like their computers, to keep them from being able to like navigate or do any
Yeah,
other shit?
you can try. Sure.
Would it be something that I could use from the ship?
Gain the knowledge
Like a
of how
wave?
Well,
the spider
so you have a
queen
move called Create Device.
talks.
Yeah.
So take a look at that, because that's what you're talking about doing. It's on the front of your. No, it's on your character.
Thunder
K2,
character. Yes.
you
Special.
download how the spider
special
queen thing speaks and pretend to be it.
Yes, I can, but I would need her to create the device.
Okay.
Bob,
I can
let's
mimic
do
the
this.
queen's vocal patterns.
We need
Okay.
the vocal power mimicked.
Bob.
I want to shoot him.
So, alright, so what do you want this
And
device
stop
to do?
using these words!
I would like for this
Don't go
device
inventing.
to essentially shut down their ship. Like they won't be able to.
Like their engines? Or like make an EMP that would like knock out their
Like a
electronics?
Yeah, like their power.
Well, remember, they're dumb, so I could probably...
Make a machine
You
to
can modify our lasers.
Let's also talk about the
Shit.
fact that they are enhanced with cybernetics. So if I can do something that would also impact that.
Yeah, so like an electromagnetic pulse would knock out their electronics.
Yes.
That would be a good idea.
If you could get him to
Bob,
speak their language, though, be the
please
queen,
don't-
you could control
Bob.
So let's go
all
with
of their
that.
Yeah,
ships.
don't kill him, Bob.
Instead of these
We're gonna
two
try to capture him.
being
I'm gonna go lie
destroyed.
down.
Alright, so
What are you doing?
We're gonna go lie down.
Alright, so you're making a device to do what?
I gotta recover some
electromagnetic pulse.
reserve.
Okay, alright, so let me take a look, because I have to pick some requirements for you to do this, so let me take a look and see. Okay, so you're gonna have to use, alright. You will have to deconstruct the,
Don't say black hole generator.
yes, the matter antimatter engine.
That's dumb.
You can rebuild it, but in order to do this, you'll have to take it apart.
This is a
And
terrible idea.
it will cost you 1 credit, or 1 barter. So those are the 2 requirements.
But I
I'm not
can put it
very
back together.
So you know you probably forgot your soldering iron.
Until she fails to put it together.
Alright, so once we've got the requirements, then you roll. plus your int.
It's a
and
great
then-
success.
Yeah.
Marcus, this is very waterfall.
So we're still floating around in space taking damage by the ships.
Yep.
I use a credit regardless of what the rule is, right?
As she plays
Yes.
fucking
And you have to take apart
All
the.
I've done is not contact them and steal his shit.
Alright, guys.
You also missed.
You also
Because you tried to make y'all are like shoot, and I'm like, I don't know how.
This is how.
and you nicked one.
Apparently.
You did damage.
I hit one, sir.
All right. So Alana is trying to make this device, and it doesn't look good. That looks like a
Oh,
big.
You blew up our ship.
Kaboom.
Oh
Thanks.
god. What's going on over there? I'm glad I had my own.
Can I,
Our
like,
radio, but
teleport
our
to
radio
his
might
ship?
not work now.
No, unfortunately. All right.
I'm scared.
So she's taken apart the matter-antimatter engine.
This was a
like
terrible
this.
idea.
Yeah.
And she forgot that she smoked weed beforehand.
You're gonna li-
You got 5.
She got a 4.
Just put all the
Oh, is it
screws
not
in the wrong
plus
place.
Oh, 5.
Well, do you still have +1 forward?
Not for this. She's building a she's building a device. So like
Well, but it's a device for the enemies, so I get a +1.
you already used that, I think.
No, I used one for the
Don't we
planet.
get 1 for each, or just 1?
It's just one plus one forward.
It was +1 for the planet, +1 for the black hole, and +1 for the enemies. And
Okay.
I used the planet.
All right. So would plus one give you a 7?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, we'll just give you a 6. Oh, okay.
You used your last one on Zach.
It's in face.
All right. That's okay.
I made an unwise decision too.
All right. So
There's a 70% chance of failure.
yeah. All right. So
This keeps going up by the
what
minute.
happens is that unfortunately and unknowingly, while she's doing this, she has created a leak in the antimatter chamber.
Good job, scientist.
Oh.
And this causes a problem with the navigation systems in the ship.
Ooh.
And you get a little bit closer to the black hole. Uh-oh. The black hole is back at it again.
This happened in Galactic Nom.
I'm gonna try to.
Can I try to fix it?
Yes, but let's
I'm gonna try to regain some reserve and do some acting exercises.
Cool,
In
do
the
it.
back.
So you're gonna
You doing
roll
push-ups and sit-ups?
You're